And now for a taste of things to come.
I just lost my MPW championship to some loser named Tama. You know what I mean? I just lost. How do you think I feel?
Well, I mean, you're in Texas, so it sucks anyway. Yeah.
Hey, Texas won their championship today.
He's so mad his phone's rebelling against us.
Right?
Yeah.
Phone's breaking up real bad, bro.
Oh, Lord.
Uh-oh.
Oh, we're behind the red door. Now we're in trouble.
No,
Can you imagine going to Texas on purpose and then losing? God, that'd be a shitty way to start your night. God,
well, I mean, all the big guys were in Texas for the Dr. Pepper Championship.
Hey, the biggest guy is right here at center. Oh, he just left because you pissed him off, Mikey. Good job.
Yeah, it's always that boy's
always
fault.
Fucking stat boy.
To be fair, he did tell me in the private chat that he's driving. He might lose us, but that he was game and ready. So
all
we'll
good.
See if he pops back in.
Okay, here we go. Here we go.
I can't believe you guys hung up on me.
We didn't hang up on you.
Is this the way you guys treat guests?
Okay. Gino, brother, we want to talk to you serious for a minute, bro.
I'm serious as I can be.
Okay. But do me a favor and drop the gimmick a little bit, bro. I've got some friends here that actually want to ask you some questions about the business, you know, being an independent wrestler, working the scene, all that good stuff, bro.
Ask away.
He's ready.
Floor is yours, gentlemen. Me and Jeff are going to kind of lay out of this. Noah, Walter, the floor is basically yours, guys.
Well, this is certainly a unique situation, to say the least. Well, first off, Gino, it's nice to meet you. I wish you nothing but the best in all your continued ventures in this crazy world known as professional wrestling. I find it interesting with what has been shared about your story, and I think about your tagline, I told you so. When I think about that, I almost think about that maybe like a personal reflection about, I did this, I told you so. You never gave up on yourself. You owe what you met, and now you're going stronger than ever based on events that for some I would think would break them. At the end of the day, you became stronger from that because you knew you could be something better, something greater. So how has that carried you so far, and how do you continue to let that carry you forward in this business and in life?
Look, my mom always told me this. She said, you're a star and you don't know it yet. And as a kid, I never understood until I got into professional wrestling. And I took that to heart, you know what I mean? And I always thought about what that meant. And when a lot of people, so many people in my life said, you'll never be anything, you'll never do this. A lot of my teachers said, you're going to end up dead or in jail. And I thought for once, man, they might be right. You know, like, am I ever going to be anything in life? And sure enough, I found something that I loved. I stuck with it. And me coming up with the I told you so was just more of a pie face to my principal, to my teachers, to my family members, to the friends that laughed at me when I said, hey, this is what I want to be. You know what I mean? And no one believed it. And it's kind of funny because years later now, I'm doing what I love, screaming, I told you so from the Empire State Building. And these guys are, you know, not happy in their life. So it's kind of more like a bittersweet, hey, I told you I was going to do this, and I'm doing it. I'm making a living. I'm traveling the world. You know, I'm meeting great people. I'm wrestling the greatest wrestlers in the world. I'm meeting my idols. You know what I mean? I have the respect of my peers, and I knew I was going to be able to do this. I knew I was this good. I just didn't know I was going to be that good. And for that, I told you so. I told you so. That's all I can say. I don't have some rah-rah speech. I just have my I told you so, you know?
I get it. Respect. It was like basically unknown levels of potential that you surpassed. So mad respect to you. Thank you for that.
Thank you, guys. It means the world to me.
Before I ask, you know, I think I saw a super chat, so I want to give JJ the chance to acknowledge that before I go.
The super chat is unrelated to Gino. We can come back to that later, Emmanuel will understand.
Okay, no problem. I just didn't want to jump ahead of acknowledging anything like that. All right, Gino. First of all, nice to meet you as well. It's kind of ironic that your nickname is I Told You So. I used that when Punk returned last week as a little jab to everybody. Me and JJ kept telling people Punk was going to return, but I like to start at the beginning. Like, when did it become for you, when it went from something you like to watch to an actual passion that you told yourself, hey, I can actually do this? So, like, when did that click for you?
My mom was a huge fan of The Undertaker, and from that, I fell in love with The Undertaker as well. And I knew from jumping off of coconut trees and wrestling orange caution cones in a little town in Hawaii, I'm an adopted child, actually. I just knew what I wanted to do from a young age. And when that spark lit up in me, it just turned into a whole fireball. And I knew I was set. After high school, I was like, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to wrestle. I'm going to work for the WWF. I'm going to work for the WWE, whatever it was called at the time. But I just didn't know how to get into it. So, you know, it was kind of like, JR will find me. Vince McMahon will find me. You know what I mean? One day, he knows I like wrestling. He'll go, hey, you like wrestling? Hey, I want to sign you. No, wrong. That's not how it goes. I went to a show in the Staples Center in Los Angeles, and on the corner, there was these guys, Famous B, Joey Chaos, Pinky Santino, all these guys with flyers, and they were just handing them out, you know? And I was like, what the hell is this? And it had like a bunch of naked guys on it, no shirts, and I was just like, I don't want to go to a strip club. No, I'm here to see The Rock and blah, blah. So I threw it on the ground. And then I went in, I saw the show, came back out, and those same guys are still on the corner flyering. And I was like, hey, look, man, I don't want these flyers. And they're like, dude, it's pro wrestling. Like, it's pro wrestling. I'm like, no way. And they're like, yeah, it's you know, we train wrestlers. Would you like to join? And I was like, of course. I found my niche. I found what I wanted to do, and I got into it. The next day, I called the number, came down, started my journey. 16 years later, I'm doing what I love, and I never quit. I never stopped. You know, I've been on the scene with some of the best, and been in locker rooms rubbing shoulders and elbows with some of the stars that are on TV today, and it's just, I never quit. I'm living my dream. I love it.
That's awesome. I love your mom already, because anybody that knows me knows I'm a huge Undertaker fan. Like, he's my favorite wrestler ever.
Day one. And I was just enamored. Like, I love The Undertaker. He is the reason why I'm doing this now. A little fun fact for you. Inside of my boots is Taker Purple, 1996 gloves, Taker Purple. And that's a tribute to every time I put on my boots, to let me know why I'm doing this. When it gets hard, when it gets tough, dark, when it gets too much, I just put on my boots and I remember the color inside of my boots, and that reminds me of why I love this and why I'm doing this. You know what I mean?
Yes, Jeff.
Just a couple of things. Gino, first of all, no news long. I never knew you were a fan of The Undertaker, so that's fucking cool as hell. Have you got to meet him in the time you've been doing this? Did you ever get to meet him or Percy?
Yes, I have. Not Percy, but I did meet The Undertaker in West Covina. I believe it was in either 2019. And I got starstruck. You know what I mean? I don't know if you guys ever got starstruck meeting your heroes. I've met a lot of famous people, and none of them did that to me the way The Undertaker did. What happened was I was waiting in line, and the lady in front was like, "I'll take your picture. You know, tell me how to work your phone." She's an Android user. Sorry, Android guys, but I have an iPhone. And I was like, "Oh, you do this, you do this." And the whole time, Undertaker's standing behind me with his arm, his handshake out. And everybody's pointing to me, "Look behind you, look behind you." And I'm like, yeah. You know what I mean? I'm trying to get her to work my phone. And sure enough, I turn around and Undertaker's right there. And he's like, "How you doing, man?" And I go, "Yes." And I take the picture and I literally walk away. And that was me meeting The Undertaker. I didn't get a chance to tell him how much he meant to me.
Oh,
and
no.
Why I'm doing this. I got so starstruck. I just said, "Yes." And I walked away. And I waited in line for a good 4 hours to meet my hero. And that's all I could say to him. And if you know me and my journey, I work for the WWE a few times a year. And I would see The Undertaker. And I just wish I could tell him how much he meant to me and my family. But, you know, it's just the way it is. But it's just sad that I met him under those circumstances.
That is like the best story ever.
Yeah.
It sucks. It sucks. I really wish I could redo that moment and just hug him and just let him know, "Hey, man." But what's kind of funny is my picture. He's standing.
Uh-oh.
So that's
Uh-oh.
Gino, we're losing you, buddy. If you can hear us, can you repeat that?
Yep, I can hear you.
Okay. Can you repeat what you just said about the last thing you said before you started cutting up?
So what's funny, a little rib on me is he was sitting down in a chair and I'm standing next to him, and he was still taller than me. So that was a little good right there.
Yeah, we had
I'll post it
the
sometime.
benefit of Marquez booking Percy into Hollywood Wrestling enough where Dylan met Percy, 10 years ago or whatever it was. So when I took my dad to meet Undertaker at WrestleMania weekend, we showed him the picture of Percy with Dylan, and Undertaker marked out for us, which was funnier than hell. So that was a good little moment. So it was a really cool deal. Anyway, I'm taking time. Go ahead.
It's okay. I mean, everyone's going to want to say a couple of things. We did get a comment, non-super chatted. I was trying to look for the picture. King Mike seems like he recognizes you as a Rosebud or security guard. So I went back and I found this picture that I had taken off of the TV when you were involved in the Lashley thing. I think it was last year.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can you talk a little bit about some of the other extra work you've done for people, how they may recognize you?
Yeah. Are you guys still with me?
Yeah, we're still with you.
Okay, so I've worked every year with the WWE since 2014. So I've done so many things. I've done so many jobs, and I don't mean that one, but I've done other jobs in the WWE. Like I've been a security guard for Goldberg. My first job there was a Rosebud for Adam Rose when he was really unpleasant. He was getting fired in like a few weeks, and he knew it. You know what I mean? And I was one of his Rosebuds. I had my first match in February of 2018 against Grand Metalik and Lindsay Dorado. You know what I mean? I worked Keith Lee. I mean, I've done NXT work where Rhea Ripley elbowed me in the eyeball. You know, I've done a lot of work with the WWE, and I'm always welcome back every single year. I have a lot of friends there, and it's just so exciting. I'm actually going back in a few weeks, so look for me on TV somewhere doing something. I could hold a cup of coffee. I could get beat up. You know what I mean? I could be standing in the shadows, you know, but no matter what, I feel like I'm always home when I'm working at the WWE. I'm just waiting to get there. I'm waiting to get signed, and it's been wonderful. They treat me really well. I love the WWE.
Right. I mean, you can always end up getting shown how to take a selfie, right?
That too. Or I could sit under the ring for Piper Niven, or under the turnbuckles for Piper Niven, and watch her give me the bonsai about, I think it was 15 times before showtime. Yeah, that really killed me. That killed me. I did that.
Yeah, that'd be a challenging pre-show.
And then she killed Becky Lynch that same night on Monday Night Raw. So glad me and Becky are like never again.
There you go. And I know you've even done some AEW work. You did Dark Elevation against Big Bill, right?
I did. Before that, I worked there in March of 2020 with AEW. I was one of the guys for Brody Lee, sorry. And I was actually one of the guys in the mask. And I was a plant in the crowd at the time, so that was fun. And we did all that work, and we didn't even get shown on camera. How do you like that, right? That was great. And then I think it was January or February of this year, I wrestled Big Bill. What happened was I was almost, you know, not going to even be on that show. I got invited to El Paso, Texas to wrestle, and they changed the match like 3 or 4 times. You know, 1 minute I'm in a tag team match, next minute I'm in a handicap match. Big Bill and Lee Moriarty versus me. And I was like, why am I in a handicap match? You know what I mean? And then it got turned into a one-on-one versus me and Lee, you know, and then they changed it again to me and Big Bill. And I walked up to Big Bill and said, hey, we're working together. He's like, I'm wrestling? I'm like, yeah, they didn't tell you you're on the board. And he goes, I'm wrestling tonight? I was like, yes, sir. He's like, oh, okay. Let me go put my stuff on. I had no idea he was wrestling. Welcome to AEW.
It's pretty consistent with what we heard about the organization backstage. Yikes.
Oy, hey.
It's fire and water. AEW compared to WWE. I love both companies. I have a lot of friends there, and I hope AEW succeeds. But just working backstage, everybody, what you hear, you know, it's probably true. It's 90% true. You know, it's very chaotic compared to WWE. Everything is ran the way it's supposed to go. There's no BS. There's no games. Everybody knows what they're doing, and they should be doing something. And if they're not, you know, they'll feel the wrath of somebody. But at AEW, it's very laid back, too laid back. But I did meet Tony Khan. Tony Khan did enjoy my work, and he's like, great, Gino, that's great. You heard the chats, they were chatting for you. Yeah, it's great, man. Have a good, make sure you get the catering. Get something to drink on the way out. Have a good day. That was Tony Khan.
So he needs to slow down on the caffeine?
I don't know, man. I don't want to say too much. I might not get a job there.
By the way, y'all, he wasn't cutting it out. He was actually doing a Tony Khan impression at that point. He wasn't cutting it out for real. Anyway,
yeah, I wasn't cutting out, guys. I wasn't cutting out.
What we learned tonight is Tony Khan is a very stressed individual.
Very, very stressed. But you know what? He has a good soul. He's a good man. We're about the same size. He's just a lot handsomer and more rich. So
more rich. Maybe I don't know about the handsomer part. He's definitely more rich, but you know.
I don't know, man. He's always got some lady around him. So hey.
Well, you know.
But that's because of the Ritz.
Yeah.
Pause. You look a lot better, Gino. Pause.
I appreciate that.
A lot of news telling me looks good. Throwing it out there. Anyway.
We did get a super chat from one of our regulars directed towards you, Gino. Our buddy Emmanuel says, as a talent, knowing what happened in AEW last year with the backstage drama and the Elite, how does it affect your morale when you're backstage at companies?
It doesn't, because that's none of my business. You know what I mean? I can tell you, as a fan of Punk, as a fan of the Elite, I wouldn't have chosen sides, and I would have minded my own business. Yeah, there's ways to handle things. There's ways to disagree and talk about stuff. Like tonight in my match, something didn't go right, but am I going to go and, blame people, go punching people, threaten people? Not my thing. As far as fighting backstage, I've had my shares of fights backstage, and I've gotten my ass kicked, and I've kicked some ass, you know what I mean? But it's just not the way to do things. As you get older in this business, there's always a different way to work out when things don't go right in the locker room, you know what I mean? Especially with rumors, temper tantrums and all that, like there's things we can sit down like men and women and discuss and go, hey, this isn't right. This is wrong. I'd like to fix this because I don't want to hurt you in the ring or out of the ring, because I love you, I care about you and your feelings, and I hope that we can patch something up. And trust me, I've done my share of yelling, screaming, punching, and kicking in a lot of locker rooms, and I regret all of it. You know what I mean? I hope one day that me and Mikey O'Shea can repair our beef. You know what I mean? I hope one day that me and Mosh Pit Mike can sit down and repair our beef. And there's a lot of people that I pissed off in the long run, and I just hope that one day they can see that I changed, and I'm not that kid, that immature guy. And I hope Punk one day and the Elite can come together and change for the better of the business, because we all want to see them work together. This business is about cooperation and communication, and if we don't have that, then this business isn't what it seems.
Amen to that. Well said.
Whoever's doing the highlight clips for the end of the year show, clip that.
Well
Accurate.
said.
Just saying.
Yeah, accurate.
Well said.
Mikey, I know I saw your hand go up there a few minutes ago. Did you have a question for Gino?
Sure do. Gino, always great to see you, my brother. As always, I'm very proud of all the work you do and everything. You're keeping your dream alive, and hard work does pay off. You've got a beautiful house that you're very proud of. I'm partially jealous, by the way, but hey, it is what it is. You're talking about the backstage stuff. What's going on in all that downtime? I know there's like production going on, there's meetings going on, but is there a time where you can just talk normally amongst the talent about almost anything, like be it sports, be it the business, be it what's happening in the world, and not just business all the time?
As far as mainstream and AEW, WWE, absolutely not. No.
Wow.
As far as indie locker rooms, absolutely yes. What happens backstage is more everyone's doing something. There's pre-tapes, there's meet and greets, Make-A-Wish foundations, sponsors, commercials, promos, highlight reels, photos. Like there's always something going on, whether it be AEW, Impact, WWE. There's not a lot of everything. As far as independent wrestling, we don't have all that, and there's a lot of downtime to do that stuff. So it's a big change once you get up there in the big leagues and you experience, hey, that's not what we do here.
Cool.
Okay. Matthew submitted a question.
Are you with me?
Yeah, we're still with you.
We got you, brother.
Matthew submitted a question, and it kind of tied into what I was going to ask you next anyways. I know you've worked quite a few notable names in the business. I was wondering if you could list off some of the ones that were maybe your favorites to work for the crowd. And then Matthew's question is, who is your dream match in WWE, NXT, and AEW? So who is out there that you haven't gotten to work that's a big name that you'd like to work as well?
Well, this is awesome. I love that question. Thank you. Matthew, check this out. So my two dream opponents, I mean, they're not even on the main rosters or active anymore, but I still have a chance at wrestling. One of them being Psychosis. Psychosis is getting ready to retire, and I have two opportunities to wrestle him. I had one in XPW of this year, but there was something going on with flights and stuff like that. We'll get back to that one, hopefully. And the next one is The Undertaker, which will never happen again. So those were my dream opponents ever. But overall, if we're talking on the roster right now, geez, I'm a big lucha guy. So I like guys like Pentagon, you know what I mean? The Kingo, Dragon Lee, Roosh. I like those guys. Those are my... I know you're expecting me to say Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins and Rhea Ripley and, you know, whatever, but I don't really see myself wrestling those guys. I'm really big on lucha, and it's because of where I come from. I come from California, SoCal. It's a big lucha state, you know, a part of the state. And now that I'm closer to El Paso, it's grown on me, and I love that. So if I have to go with, you know, who my dream opponents are right now on the scene today, probably Lady Pink, Pentagon Jr., Phoenix, the Kingo, you know, a lot of those guys.
Okay. Just to piggyback on that, and I see your hand, Walter, I'll come to you. Someone that I think I'd love to see you work, and I don't know if you've had a match with him yet. Dude's really impressed the shit out of me this year to the point where I've said, like, he's the MVP of 2023. Speedball Mike Bailey.
Yes.
Speedball Mike
versus
Bailey.
Gino Rivera.
You know what? That was supposed to happen, I believe, before he got, I think he got stuck in Canada for a few years. That was supposed to happen. I forgot what promotion, but yeah, it was set to happen, and it never.
I remember seeing that match flyer. Yeah, I remember seeing that. I was like, "Oh my god!" And then the pandemic hit and fucked everybody.
Yeah, that was supposed to happen, and I recently see that he's gonna do a seminar, cheap plug, at Santino Bros Wrestling Academy.
Yes,
which
yes.
is my school that I come from. So if any wrestler is watching this, if any fan wants to see what they're made of, you want to learn something, you don't have to be a wrestler. You can go and see if you're just fit enough to be in the business. Please check out that seminar. He's going to be there. I hear nothing but the best things about Mike Bailey. He's one of the best in the world, if not the best in the world, and I would love to wrestle him. Another fun fact for you guys is I was supposed to wrestle Solo Sikoa in Las Vegas, and what happened about that, he got signed to the WWE. So our program got deleted.
Of course.
Damn.
Yeah, so I'm bummed out about that. But I have wrestled people like Tessa Blanchard, Keith Lee, Darby Allin, Darren Young. Mick Foley beat the crap out of me, and I met Mr. Sacco on Warrington. You know, so
We were there for that.
Gosh, were you there for that? How dare you?
Couldn't save your boy Gino from Mr. Sock. What's wrong with you, Mikey?
What am I supposed to do? Run in the ring and take it myself?
Somebody help me. Call 911.
Seriously,
call my mom. Somebody.
See, this is why they don't invite me to shows, because they know I'll help you out and cause more trouble. See,
I'm just the guy behind the commentary desk. I'm not a guy that gets in the ring. I'm not.
You know what?
Me too.
But I'm sure your fingers can go 911. Gino was sockoed by the great Mick Foley. I'm sure somebody would have.
Gino in distress. He's got a sock in his mouth. Gino in
Yes. I'm not into that freaky deaky stuff. Okay, come on, help me.
Yeah.
That Undertaker mind game to
you-
attention for Gino.
Oh my god!
Imagine that 911 call. The dispatcher's like, "What? Somebody has a sock in their mouth?" and just hangs up on you.
And I think they like it, but you might want to come down. Yeah, no, please. That was the
There is
worst
no
day of my
like on
life.
it. No.
I can only imagine the after thought of that experience.
That was the worst day of my life. I don't want to talk about it.
Okay.
Be a much needed after show like dinner of everything that has some sort of spicy taste to get that god.
I thought you were going to say invest in Listerine, but
I heard somebody in the
that
crowd
too.
say that I needed milk, and that didn't help. So.
Walter, you had your hand up. You wanted to ask something else?
Yeah, with their love of lucha libre, did you ever get a chance to work with AAA?
No, I haven't, and it's because of the location I'm in now. I know a lot of my friends are working there, like Vito, Juicy Finau, Danny Limelight, Slice Boogie. All of my guys are working there now, and I have no doubt in my mind that if I was in a different position, I would be there now. I would be on the PWGs. I'd be doing the Hood Slam. But because I'm in the Southwest taking over and starting fires out here, pissing a lot of people off and winning 9 championships total right now that I have. I'm on my 20th championship in my career. I haven't been without a title since 2016. I've been occupied here. So hopefully when I come back to Cali, if I ever move back, I'll have those opportunities. And I have no doubt in my mind, based on the school I come from and the peers I have around me, the good reputation I've built up for years, I'm pretty sure I'll get those opportunities that, those other guys are awarded. They work hard. I love them all, and I hope they succeed. And I want to see them on my TV one day.
There you go. Eat your heart
Nice.
out, Macedona. You talked about a lot about the Lucha Libre influence, inspiration. You dropped a lot of notable names. Another name I was just figuring about, Andrade El Idolo, La Sombra. You also talked about AAA and how AEW, of course, they showcase a lot of the Lucha Libre talent, and it seems like they have a working partnership with New Japan Pro Wrestling, of course, works with CMLL. Has Fantastic Mania or anybody from New Japan Pro Wrestling has ever crossed your eye, or CMLL?
You know what? They haven't reached out to me personally, but I would love to work for all of those promotions. I know Darren Young, who I've wrestled, beat for championships, is now one of the head guys at New Japan Pro Wrestling. Spoke to him a few weeks ago on how to get in. I have no doubt in my mind if I reach out, I can get in. But right now, I'm extremely busy. Guys, I travel every single weekend. I'm actually traveling now. I just got out of a main event match here in Texas. I'm on my way to Arizona. I'm never not busy. I'm never not doing anything. But if the opportunity arises where I get that phone call or that 203 number to, hey, see you in Florida, or come down to TJ, Mexico City, come to Tokyo, I'm there, I'm there.
Non-stop traveling. Good grief.
Matthew calls you the real bet collector since you mentioned 9 belts. I mean, eat your heart out, Ultimate Dragon.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
right there, that's. I lost a few of them. That picture was taken a few weeks ago. I lost a few of them. I have another opportunity January in El Paso to pick up another championship there. I'm actually wrestling in Montana in February and getting set to win another championship there in March. So I'm all over the place. You know what I mean? They call me the treasure troll. You know what I mean? And I take that name very seriously. And Matt Cardona, you know what I mean? This is a guy that feels threatened by me. You know what I mean? This is a guy that sees me on the independent scene, and he's got belts and I've got belts, and you know what I mean? We can win all the belts in the world, but you want to talk better wrestler, Matt Cardona better check himself because he's not better than I am.
I think somebody should book those two against each other. We'll have a real world champion because all the belts will be gone.
Yeah, he's scared, man. He's scared to put up all his belts. I'll put up all mine. But he's scared, man. He knows that politics and who he knows won't get him out of this match, with a victory. So he knows he'll get his ass whooped. And I don't care if he's wrestling for GCW, NWA. I don't care if he's a former WWE star. I've beaten those guys, and I just need him to know that when he steps into the ring with Gino Rivera, it's going to be a victory.
If you do get that chance, do us a favor and shave his head.
I was going to say, if you put it against him, have him put his hair on the line and get revenge for me and Aaron.
I'm going to shave that man's head, and I'm going to, sell it on my merch table. You know what I mean? Make some money.
You just recently lost a hair match yourself, didn't you?
You did, yeah.
I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Don't make me bring up the picture, bro.
I don't
what
want
was
to talk
it like
about
competing in a hair match?
That was traumatizing. And I don't know what demon in the right state of mind would ever bring a buzzer into a match knowing it's not a hair versus hair match. Why would you do that?
First Mr. Sacco, now a head shaving. God, he's had a traumatic year.
See, and we weren't even at that one to be able to save you.
Right?
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, you should have anyway, though.
No, he needs
so
to.
You had
I tried
an
to
emergency barber on standby?
you know what? I'm going to redeem myself because I've got a match against a girl named Paradise in Utah in the next few weeks. And she has some beautiful, beautiful hair, guys. And you know what? I'm bald right now. And I'm looking to have some, I'm looking to have some hair back, I'm looking to get, I want some hair on my head. So I'm going to cut her hair. And I'm going to probably make a wig out of it. And I'm going to walk around and I'm going to have a new hairstyle in the next few weeks. You just watch. Dive Pro Wrestling, Utah, December 16th. Gino Rivera versus Paradise. Check it out. I'm cutting that girl's hair.
And you can book the blonde Gino Rivera at.
It's interesting you brought that up because I've been paying attention to you talking about wrestling this lady Paradise. You mentioned Tessa Blanchard. You talked about working a spot with Rhea Ripley.
Who almost kissed me, by the way.
Ooh.
What is it like doing intergender matches in this day and age? Like, do you run into any issues with the Me Too movement that came out? Or, like, what kind of ground do you have to tread working intergender matches in this day and age? It's a lot different than when Andy Kaufman did it in the 70s.
Absolutely, because Joey Ryan ruined it for the rest of us. Sorry, but because he ruined it for the rest of us.
There goes Jeff.
We forget that these are our sisters. These are our battle buddies. I don't mean that to be detrimental to anything, but these are our sisters. We go to war with. I am a guy that wrestles a lot of women in intergender matches, and
You froze up a little bit. Gino. Can you repeat what you said there?
Do I have you guys?
Yeah, you have us. You just froze up for a second there.
I apologize, guys. I apologize. Let me start all over, guys. As far as intergender wrestling, these are our battle buddies. These are our sisters in the ring. They go through the same things we do as men, and we got to take care of these women. Some of them are tough broads, and because Joey Ryan ruined it for the rest of us, a lot of them don't trust us, and we got to find it in our hearts, in our way, to make these women feel comfortable in the ring and outside of the ring, and that's why you shouldn't date in the wrestling industry. You know what I mean? Have your own lives, have your own girlfriends, husbands outside of the business, where you don't have to feel like you have to make a pass to women you're wrestling or the women you have a crush on in the wrestling industry. Quit being a creep. Understand this is a business. We need to be professionals, and we need to treat each other with respect. And I can tell you right now, I've wrestled countless women on the independent scene. My favorite match ever is with the girl who broke my jaw, Sage Sin. This girl broke my jaw and put me out. For about 6 weeks. I still wrestled with a broken jaw after that, with my jaw wired shut. And I can tell you right now, I love the girl to death, and I do anything for her, and I treat her with the utmost respect because of who she is and what she does in that ring. And I think every guy should do the same with any female that steps into the ring. Have some little, have a little respect. Be a decent man, and just be cool, man. Just be a brother. That's it.
Yep.
Be a decent individual. It could be as simple as that, but if something was as simple as that, then common sense wouldn't be questioned or lacking. Anyway.
Yeah, exactly.
So, Gino, of course,
Emmanuel would like to know, how do you mentally prepare yourself during hardcore matches, and how do you prepare your body for such encounters?
You can't prepare yourself for a hardcore match. The pain is unreal. You never know what to expect. You think you know what you're going to expect, but you got to understand, you know what I mean? It's not every day that someone gets hit with a barbed wire bat. It's not every day that somebody, you're walking to the store to grab, a Sprite, and you get hit upside the back with a chair. You're not prepared for that. You're not prepared to fall in thumbtacks and get hit with whatever it is. You know what I mean? There's no way you can prepare for that. Just understand that every bit of this hurts. I don't care what any wrestler says. John Moxley bleeds every freaking week on AEW. Adam Cole and what's his name, Swerve. They had one of the most brutal, barbaric death matches I've ever seen, and you can't tell me those guys took years off of their career and their body because of that. It's a scary thing.
Easily.
I am not a deathmatch wrestler. I was trained by, some of the greatest deathmatch wrestlers to have ever done it. One of my trainers was the late great Supreme, rest his soul, God bless him. He was one of my trainers, and I seen all the stuff that he's done, and he always told me, he goes, I do this shit so that you guys don't have to. I don't want you to do this. And I took that to heart too. I always understood what he said. Joey Chaos, my head trainer, who I love dearly, who gave me this opportunity in life to wrestle, he always told me the same thing. He's like, hey, why are you doing death matches, man? Don't do that. It took years out of my career. You be a wrestler. You do the wrestling thing. And we did that stuff so you don't have to. So I'm glad they did it. I'm glad, I'm not happy that they took chair shots to the head and, lost some brain cells and did a lot of, damage to their brain and skull and body. But I am thankful that they took the heat for us so that we don't have to anymore.
Gino, I've been watching for 33 years, seen almost 100 events. The only time I ever legitimately almost got sick, like actually physically sick, was watching Supreme and Ian Rotten in a death match at Van Nuys.
Yeah,
I was sitting in the control room next to Tammy Sitch. Her and I took turns like trying not to heave into this bucket. It was just that intense. Only time, 33 years as a fan. Gross.
Have you ever met Supreme?
Yeah. I was at the XPW shows they ran right before they went back east for the last time in 2003, and I met everybody. Great guy.
What a sweetheart he is, right?
Oh my God. It's so not the guy that walked out to the ring. He's just a gem of a man.
Night and day.
Yep.
I miss him. I love him. I'm so sorry things happened the way it happened.
Agreed.
We have not recovered as a team, as a unit,
No.
as a company.
Well, you don't.
Supreme he was too young to pass away, and
yes,
it's still something that really affects me till this day. I'll never forget when I got that phone call, and then I got a text, and it hurt my soul. It hurts me now talking about it. I love that man. I didn't get enough time with him. To anybody watching, if you have somebody that you care for, tell them you love them. Spend as much time as you can, because you never know when it's that time to go. And I still remember every time I'd see him, every time I travel and I'm on a show with him, I'd say, hey coach, can I unbuckle? Can I untie your shoes? Can I get you a beer? Can I get you water? Can I do anything you need a chair? And I know he loves me. I know he's proud of me. He would tell me all the time. And I know he knows that I'm very respectful. And I got that respect through Supreme. He was always hard on me, going, respect the people that came before you. Offer them things. Help them. Because one day you're going to be old. One day you're going to need help. And you're going to want somebody to treat you, the way I want you guys to treat me and other people. And I hope one day, a young Kid Bandit will come up to me and ask me if I need help, and I accept it. This is about giving and giving back to the business, and I understood that because of Supreme.
Yeah, even now I'll see Joey still at shows, and we'll just we'll grab a beer and just toast, and we know what it means. We know who it's for, even now.
Yeah. Thank you, man. He loves that.
Hey.
Noah, you look like you're about to ask something before I brought up Emmanuel's other question.
So we talk about pre-match rituals from an extreme circumstance, but let's say post-match. I mean, I know you're on the road, but it's like a celebratory celebration, drink, or go to restaurant. Like, how do you unwind after a day of work, no matter the result? Just knowing that you got paid.
Well, after a match, I like to go straight to the merch table because that's where it's at, right? And then I have this thing, man. I love candy and I love singing, and I can tell you this, man. I literally pack up everything in my car. I put my pack of high shoes right in between me, and I put on some music, whatever I'm feeling, and I'll sing all the way home.
Nice.
Whether it's going to the hotel the airport, the arena, wherever I have to stay. I like singing. I love singing so much. That's what I do. I have a great match. I have a bad match or whatever it is. And I like to sing. I sing my heart out. You know what I mean?
Uh-oh. We need to get you on a karaoke.
JJ, an idea's percolating here, brother.
Wait, what?
I definitely turn this into a karaoke.
Oh God!
Well, see, not
I love
tonight, not
karaoke.
tonight. But a few times a year we do karaoke on the show. We actually just did one last month where we were doing all Disney songs to celebrate Disney's 100th anniversary.
I am a Disney kid. I love Disney. I'm a 10-year pass holder right now. I just came back from a cruise. I go to Disney World every year, twice a year. I go to the Aulani in Hawaii. I go to Florida and I stay in the cabins there. And I just want to let you guys all know that the best Disney movie ever to be made is The Beauty and the Beast. My favorite.
There it is. Boom.
Good choice.
I love that.
We need to get you and Noah together on a CD cover. You and Noah.
I just do commentary. I don't sing.
Oh, you will sing on the 23rd, brother.
Noah is the man that retaliates. He's the one that works the crowd about how much he hates singing. And then everyone super chats to make him sing. And he ends up singing the majority of the show when we do
I make these two jabronis money because everyone else buys my dignity.
The next one we're going
I
to
want
be
to let
doing,
you guys
brother.
know. I watched a movie on Thanksgiving Day. It was called Wish. It was so good. Please see it. It was so good. I just downloaded the soundtrack. I love it. It's so good.
I'm glad you love it. I'm hearing mixed things. Like I full disclosure, I actually just got released from Disney. I was working there this year, at Disneyland, and I kept hearing this is supposed to be the Disney movie. It's going to represent all the 100 years, and it's like I've heard really good things, and I've heard kind of mixed things. So I'm glad you liked it.
You know what? I heard it didn't draw well.
No.
I heard it was a flop at the box office.
Yeah.
When I went to the movies to see it, there was nobody there.
Oh man.
My family, and I was like, "Hey, who cares?" And I thought, "Yeah, we lucked out. We got the theater to ourselves." And it was more so, no one wanted to see it.
That's rough.
But when I watched it, it was so good. I was like, "This is one of the only Disney movies I didn't fall asleep to." So I fell asleep to Encanto. I fell asleep to, I forgot, there was another one that came out. But the Wish movie, I loved it. I'll see it again.
Well,
right on.
we've got our Christmas karaoke, JJ, on the 23rd. So
yep. You're more than welcome to come and join us.
Guys, I'm a big 90s pop boy band fan. I love NSYNC and Backstreet Boys.
Me too.
I love bad pop music, with Britney Spears and BB Mac, and I love it all.
Well, see, this is just going to be Christmas songs. It's December 23rd, so we're just going to be singing all kinds of Christmas songs.
Yeah, he'll get Wham last. He'll get Wham last.
As long as you put on some Frank Sinatra, we'll be all right.
That D. Martin Rat Pack.
This guy is after my soul here. I love this man. Oh.
The jack of all trades, very upbeat, talented individual. Well,
Rat Pack Christmas songs. This guy's after my heart. I love it.
Oh my God.
Good shit.
Yes, Mikey, go ahead.
Christmas isn't Christmas without a Frank Sinatra song, okay? So
damn right, brother.
That I do agree with because I stuck with
I know everybody's stuck on Mariah Carey, and that's
not me
as well. But
fuck
if
that.
Frank Sinatra doesn't play, I don't know what to tell you guys.
Oh, here you go. Mikey, before you get your question, do you participate in Whamageddon every year?
Whamageddon?
Yes.
I do not.
Okay.
I'd like to.
Okay. Well, basically, you go out of your way to avoid the original version of Last Christmas from Wham. If you make it to Christmas Eve at the end of the night, you survive Whamageddon.
Okay, but I like that song, right?
Thank you.
Oh.
I love that song.
God damn it.
Thank you, bro.
Right,
I'm always stuck with that song at some point during the season.
It's one of my favorite Christmas songs, though.
Oh,
thank you.
Oh.
My son was walking around singing that the other day. I was like, how do you even know that? I didn't
I don't
expose
live
you
with
to that.
Walter. I wouldn't have survived this year.
All you need to do is go to a Walmart or be in some random car with a public radio station. Boom, that song plays.
This dude over here in a car. That's why I don't go with him in the car no more.
You can play that on Spotify.
Okay,
That's fair.
okay. Mikey, go
Yes.
ahead.
Well, it's a good segue. I mean, so what are your Christmas traditions that you have to do every year? Why not?
Ooh, there you go.
Christmas. What do you like to do?
I set up my Christmas tree as soon as Thanksgiving is over.
Good man.
And I leave my Christmas tree a little bit after the New Year. But I love pine cone, or is it the pine cones? The smell, the cinnamon
Oh,
cones.
yes. Yes.
I love that all through my house. I'm big on playing Christmas music all year if I could, but throughout the house, it needs to feel like Christmas. It's one of my favorite holidays. I just love giving and I love receiving. And dude, like Christmas is pretty much my biggest holiday. I don't care about any other holiday but Christmas. It's something that me and my family look forward to every year. I grew up in a less fortunate home where I didn't get a lot of that. I didn't get a lot of presents growing up. We were less fortunate. So now that I can afford those gifts, it's something that I take seriously now, and I spend as much money as I can because it makes me feel good, to give and to see people's faces, they're happy. So
If you weren't one of us before, you sure as hell are now.
Yeah, I was gonna
There you
say,
go.
Gino, a man after my heart, man. Christmas has always been
Oh,
my time of year. My parents always tell stories of me when I was like 7 or 8 years old, middle of June, July, tank
Yes.
top and the shorts, listening to my John Denver and the Muppets Christmas album.
Well, I do the Elf on the Shelf with my children. We watch
nice.
Turbo Man. We watch Home Alone. We watch The Grinch, Frosty the Snowman. We watch all the old school ones, like the really bad cartoon looking ones. I love those. Those are my favorite.
Just like
I just finished a Rankin Bass binge week.
Family, CBS, Claymation, original
Yes.
movies.
Yes.
So are you on the naughty or nice list?
You know what? To a lot of wrestlers and promoters and everyone else, I think I'm on the naughty list. But I want to say I'm on the nice list. I get everything I want when I ask for it, when I work hard for it. Me and Santa have a pretty good relationship. I visit the North Pole a few times a year and beat up the elves and stuff like that. Whoever's stepping out
As
of
you
line.
should.
I'm a big action figure collector, and I make sure that they put those in my stocking or else. So I think I'm on the nice list.
Okay.
I was gonna say, I think Gino told you so. The gimmick is on the naughty list, but the man behind the character is on the nice list.
That's
Yes.
fair. That's fair.
Yes.
That's fair.
Let's all agree on that one. Yes.
I think that's fair. It's like I say all the time. Think about the individual, not just the character. When I was Once a Lead Lab, Matthew, yes, it's one of the first movies I watched. Jingle All the Way, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Big Show cameo. I actually recognize that. And I even told these yahoos here, Gino, my parents have a tradition where we watch Year About Santa Claus, and the first thing that ever came to my mind, I still know to this day, is the Snow Miser song.
Of
Absolutely.
course. Of course. Hey, can any of you guys do you have a favorite line from a favorite Christmas movie at all?
Absolutely, it's
Yep.
more of a paragraph though, if I may indulge. It's Scrooge McDuck from Mickey's Christmas Carol when he's talking to the two guys, Rat and Mole, coming
Collectors.
to collect money from the
Yeah.
poor, and
Yeah.
he's all like, "But if you collect money from the poor, then they won't be poor anymore. And if they're not poor anymore, then you won't have to raise money for them anymore. And if you don't have to raise money for them anymore, then you'd be out of a job. Please,
Yeah.
gentlemen, don't ask me to put you out of a job. Not on
Oh,
Christmas Eve."
Yes. Well, mine isn't really anything about Christmas, but I love Home Alone so much. There's a
Me
scene
too.
in the movie where Buzz, I guess Kevin gets mad at him and he tackles him and he spills all the pizza and the soda all over the place, and I guess it goes everywhere. And Kevin's little cousin with the glasses, he gets his face jammed in by a chair, against the wall where
Yes.
he's like that. And then everybody stops and everybody's looking at Kevin and they're like, "Look what you did, you little jerk."
Yep.
Yeah,
I love that. And when the mom's like, "All right, say goodnight, Kevin," and he's like, "Good night, Kevin." It's my favorite thing in the world. I love it.
Yeah,
I
they were
love
actually
the
just,
whole movie.
Let me ask you, which one do you think is better, the original Home Alone or Home Alone 2? Because this is a point of contention with a lot of my
You can't
friends.
do that to
Good
me.
question.
I refuse. But I love Home Alone 1. I love the original. It's one of
Me
my
too.
favorites. I know that for word, my children, I've got a little 4-year-old, and we watch it so much she knows word for word this movie,
Nice.
you know? So it's a tradition in my house to literally watch these movies I grew up on. I love the original Grinch, the cartoon, but I also love Jim Carrey's Grinch. But the new one,
God.
Yeah,
no,
the new
I agree with
one,
that. I agree
yeah,
with that. The
I
new one
agree
is
with that
just
too.
a mess. It's a mess. So, Gino, as your kids are still pretty young. JJ and I have teenagers. Does the impact of Home Alone not mess with you more now that you're a parent? Like as a kid, you watch it, you're like, you're good. It's a cute movie. You watch as a parent, it wrecks the shit out of me every year.
Yeah, it does. Yes, it does.
what I think about is what parent, like, I should call CPS. Like, who leaves their child? Who leaves their child?
Twice.
3 times. 3 times.
Who does this?
Well,
We only count the first two.
yeah. We only got the first two. Yeah, we don't count that Home Alone 3 nonsense.
I don't know about you guys, but as a father of 4, my kids go in the car first, and I look for everything. I'm like, okay, I count heads. I'm like,
Yeah.
you know, I say their names. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here you go. Check it out. I would never trust just touching the back of somebody's head. You know what I mean? Like, who knows if my son moves his head twice, and I'm like, 1, 2, 3. Okay, yeah, no, and I left my daughter, and now we're on a trip to Hawaii, and we're running through the airport. If you notice, the dad was running through the airport, and and Kevin's like, "Wait, Dad, wait up," right? If my kid said wait, I'd be like, "Yeah, let me turn around and go." The dad was like, "Screw you," you know, like,
right?
How do you do that? How do you do that as
I
a
would
parent?
never have to worry about that because my kids don't shut up. So I would hear them first.
That's why your wife
fair.
says
That's
be
fair.
quiet.
So you don't have 4 Puerto Rican babies. They don't know how to set up.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. I'm Puerto Rican. The kids don't know how to
As
shut up.
simple,
My
solo
kids will
for life
talk me to death.
individual here. So darn glad I don't have that worry.
If anything ever happens to me where you hear R.I.P. Gino, just comment under the post and be like, "I'm sure his kids talked him to death." That's what happened.
Very likely.
That's what happened. My kids will literally talk me to death. I have to stand by the door with my back towards them saying, "Okay, see you later. Good night, good night." And they will talk to me until I get downstairs.
Yes.
Kids.
It will talk after your shadow.
Have kids, they said.
Yes.
What the hell?
I hate to be an ass, Jay. I'm getting a phone call from home. I'll be right back. I'm sorry.
No worries, bro.
The kid's grandmother used to call them what's that mouse that won't shut up? That just asks like 1,000 questions back to back, and then I can't remember. She used to call them that all the time.
Oh yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I forgot the name, but I used to watch one of the cartoons as a kid, I think.
Yeah. Snoozing? No, it's something. It's something with an S. Sniffles. No, wait.
You're right.
Is that his name?
Yes, that is his name, yes.
Yeah.
I remember that.
She used to call my middle son Sniffles because he just asks one question after the other. Doesn't even let you finish the question first. The answer.
Yeah. Oh yeah. My oldest daughter is more curious of everything in life and wants to know why the sky is blue, why the moon is called the moon, why a tire goes in a circle and not a square. Like that's stuff my kids like to ask. Dad, why do you have to leave? Dad, why do you have to leave every Saturday and Sunday and wrestle guys in spandex and baby oil? And Dad, why do you have to have a whole garage sale on your merch table? Yeah, I get all that.
How old are your kids? You said you have 4.
Yes. To protect their identities, I don't want to say names, but they are 9, 7, 8, and 4.
Okay. I totally understand the protecting the identity thing.
No, yeah, definitely.
Especially in this
Yeah,
And
day
how
and
many
age.
boys,
I
how
try
many
to I try to
girls?
keep my family tight-lipped, and like any other luchador, we protect their face, names.
There you go.
Mhm.
Usually in interviews, I don't even bring them up, but I feel comfortable just sharing some stories with you guys. But they're not at
Appreciate
shows;
it.
they don't come to shows anymore because of the Me
Right.
Too movement, because
Right.
of
Yes.
a lot of bad things have happened, and the mistrust that wrestlers have around girlfriends, wives, boyfriends, husbands, and children.
Absolutely.
My family will never be at a show unless I feel completely protected and safe. So I try to keep them out of the limelight, as they don't want to be in the limelight. They don't care
Right.
to do that.
Good for
Right.
them.
If you don't mind me asking, how many boys, how many girls?
I have 3 girls and 1 boy. I got what I
Gotcha.
wanted. I wanted a girl when I first had children, and I got it, and I was like, yes, I'm done. Then I had a boy, and I was like, oh my God, a boy and a girl, great. And then I got another girl, and I was like, oh my gosh, I got girls. And then I got another girl, and I was like, okay, that's enough. And then I got snipped and had to walk around like a cowboy.
So
I got
the two key
3
questions then.
boys.
The two key question
So-
is: do you have the shotgun when they become teenagers? And how tired is your girl?
Yeah. I definitely have the shotgun. I've got a bow and arrow. I've got a saw. I've got all kinds of stuff. I've got everything in
stuff.
the world to be another serial killer if anybody should ever step towards my daughter the wrong way. So
Yeah,
good
boy.
luck.
There you go. Good for you.
Yeah,
I'm
and
glad-
I have a boy, but my boy is a mommy's boy. So I have one of my second youngest daughters who's very, very attached to me and looks just like me, and will be coming up as Gina Rivera. So get ready.
Nice. I love it.
Yeah. Other
Nice.
than that, my kids don't really care for wrestling. They just like playing with the girl action figures, in which I collect.
Right.
They're fiends for those things, but not a lot of them want to be a wrestler, which breaks my heart. But I kind of say, hey, and they're like, nah, I want to be a dentist, and I'm like, oh, that's awesome, honey, but we have a giant wrestling ring in our backyard. You don't
That's
want to
fair.
get in there and beat people up, and they're like, nah.
That's hilarious.
I don't want to take this bump.
Well,
Hey,
you know,
Gino, you can always say, I know a dentist who
I wanna
became a
make
wrestler.
I was gonna say.
Give them time; they may
They're
come around to it on their own. My daughter is 14, and she has never expressed an interest in wrestling. January,
Never, right?
February this year, all of a sudden she became a wrestling fan because of Roman Reigns. Now she comes over every month, watches the WWE PLEs with me. She's been on prediction shows with Jeff and Noah and myself, and she is all in invested. She wants action figures for Christmas.
Nice.
She asked my dad
I
for
wish.
WWE T-shirts. And she's 14, so once they get to that teenage age, they may have a new respect for it.
My kids
I
don't
really
like
hope so
wrestling.
one day.
My kid said, I only go to live events with you to spend time with you. I'm not really into what's going on. But so it's like, oh, but at the same time, damn it.
So my kids only like coming to sell merch so that they can have the money. That's it.
Yeah, that makes sense. They know what they're about. They know what they want.
Hey, it's a
Women
legit
know where
hustle.
it's
Be
at.
like, man, if I'm gonna work the stand, I get a cut, right, Dad?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's literally, hey, Dad, I sold this shirt. Can I have this $20? And I'm like, what? Dad is gonna tell us, they're definitely one of those type of kids.
All about that hustle. The business got to get them learned young, Gino.
They're already learning what it means
Their
to
dad's a
invest.
hustler,
Now,
so
do
they know how to
they
hustle
save?
me.
Oh yeah.
Well, yeah. That's the backfire part, though.
Hey, Gino, back to wrestling, though. You ever had an opponent or that had that don't work for me, brother moment, and you're just like, you don't have to say who it is. Don't stick them out. But like, where you're just like, damn it, now I don't really want to work with this guy.
There's a political stance.
Yeah.
It was so shocking you froze.
Right?
He's thinking.
He pissed his phone off so much it cut off on him.
Mhm.
Womp womp. Oh well.
Technology at its finest.
Yeah, Dead Zone's also down there in the southern United States. I mean, he is
Oh,
traveling.
yeah. It's bad.
He's going to Arizona. He's got to be traveling through desert.
Oh yeah, I hate that drive from Cali to Arizona. I've done it too many times.
Yeah.
We're back. Oh,
there he went.
We lost him.
Yeah.
Here
No, hold on,
he's back. He's back.
There you go.
He's back.
I am so sorry. I'm rolling through this hellhole, Texas, and they can't afford Wi-Fi and power lines out here.
I knew it.
That's what happens.
I knew it. He's literally driving through a dust bowl, and he's not even in Kansas.
Yeah, well.
It's all good, dude. We understand. We
Kansas
appreciate
anymore.
how much time you've given us.
Mm-hmm.
It's all good.
Where were we? I forgot we were in the conversation.
Walter's question.
I did that last question you asked me.
Oh yeah.
You ever had an opponent that was just like a "this doesn't work for me" type moment? You don't have to say who it is, but just pissed you off. Like you really didn't want to work with them. You did it because you're a professional, but they try to throw the "this don't work for me" brother at you.
Yes, a lot of my favorites and a lot of people that would surprise you. You know what I mean? When I was younger, I was supposed to be the legend in SoCal in San Diego, who's very respected. He used to be a Punisher, a real Punisher, and he refused to put me over until someone told him, "No, this is what you're gonna do," and he did it willingly, I guess. And I love him to this day, but it really broke my heart, that he felt I wasn't ready. There was another time that, hey, I was supposed to, I've earned my stripes and it was my night, and someone took that away from me and said, "It doesn't work for me, brother," and that really broke my heart as well. So little bitter pills. And as I grow older in this business, I see it now. I've also found myself saying, "Yeah, we're not doing that." Sometimes you got to do that to save people from themselves. You know what I mean? And Hulk Hogan is famous for doing that to his advantage and to save other wrestlers from hurting and hurting, other people. So it works in a way that it should, and it works in a way that it shouldn't. You can abuse that term, or you can use it to save a life. So I'm very much in support of that.
You're chasing it wisely. Good stuff.
Yes.
I'm sure you've been through a ton of unique stories and match stipulations and circumstances. Is there like a go-to match stipulation or setup that you're like, let's go for it? Are you more of a traditional singles worker, or do you prefer tag team? What's your strongest focus?
I hate tag team wrestling, but I love tag teams. I'm a Steiner guy. I'm a Legion of Doom guy. I'm a Demolition guy, IRS and $1 Million Man. But
yes.
I don't like participating in tag team matches because I'm selfish. I'm greedy. I want to be the star. And that's why me and Danny Limelight broke up. I wanted to be the star. And he wanted to be his star. And David Marquez was like, "You both are Puerto Rican. You're Puerto Rican. You're from Brooklyn. You're from Brooklyn. You guys would make a great tag team." And I was like, "We hate each other. No." And we had a lot of success. Never won tag team titles, but our own egos were kind of like, "We don't need you. I don't need you. You don't need me. We don't need each other. Let's go our own way." And I think I found more success as a singles wrestler, and Danny Limelight has found more success as a singles wrestler as well. Do we regret it?
Yeah.
Hell no.
No. He's still. I think he's still Marquez's champion now, isn't he?
Yeah. I used to be the Arizona State champion under David Marquez for 315 days, and Danny Limelight is currently the championship wrestling champion there for 100-something days. I'm not really sure. He's kicking butt, man. I love him to death. He hates me.
Thank you, people.
It's a mutual relationship.
Yes, Mikey.
In your downtime, Gino, when you're not wrestling, are you following any sporting events of any kind that you care about?
I just had this talk with my students as they sit, next to me in the car for about 6 to 12 hours. I live in a bubble. I am uneducated about the world. I don't know a lot about the outside world. I'm like Vincent Mann. You tell me, have you ever seen Breaking Bad? No. What's a Democrat? I don't know. Have you heard about what Biden did? No. Did he fall again? I don't know. I don't know a lot of stuff, and I don't watch the NBA. I can't name 5 basketball players going today. I can name you the greats, Kobe, Michael Jordan, Larry Bird, Magic Johnson, and Shaq, but that just took you to a date, of where I was watching basketball, I guess. I don't know.
Right.
I do not watch hockey. I don't watch football, nothing. I strictly watch wrestling all day, every day, and that's what I do. You got to understand, this is what I love. I eat, breathe, sleep, shit, wrestling, and that's all I care about. I don't care about who wins the pennant, or who scores a touchdown. None of that. I always said this though: if I wasn't a wrestler, what would you do? What would you be? I do the rodeo. I'd be a rodeo.
I can see that.
Well, you've now won Noah over because he's very much the same. He eats, sleeps, breathes wrestling. Maybe not WWE, but AEW, New Japan, Ring of Honor, TNA Impact, Stardom, AAA, all that stuff. He is our resident commentator on the channel. Whenever we do watch longs, he's the guy that always does play-by-play. So if you ever need a good guy to do play-by-play commentary for you and you're in the Ohio area, he's the guy to hit up right here. He will call your matches expertly.
I'll hold him up to that.
Yeah. But hey, Gino, up high, Virgil up high, because I don't watch things, and literally all I watch is professional wrestling. Damn it! So, hey, even people in the business are like this. You get it, people?
I'm one of those guys. You'll walk into my office and you'll see just about every single wrestling promotion on TV at the same time. I'm that guy.
I got 3 laptops for a reason sometimes, and how much wrestling overlaps. And coming this Saturday. Let's see, what's this Saturday? I have Impact. I have this Deadline. I have Collision. Okay, I'm all set. But anyway. But I like how you talked about other aspects though. What would you do if you weren't a wrestler? You talk about something go outside, really, did you ever consider though something else in the business? I mean, you talk about students, so clearly you're taking up a coaching, a mentorship type thing, leading the future. Good on you. But did commentary or rep or promoter or anything else within the business besides in-ring work or coach ever crossed your mind?
Absolutely. So I've had 3 different tryouts with the WWE, and I can tell you right now, they told me I was too old to be a wrestler at 33. I'm 35 now. They told me I was too old, and then I tried to do referee. They said I was too old. I looked at Little Nate and I said, what does that make you? And he goes, what does that make me, a dinosaur? So I also had a tryout as an NXT announcer backstage, and I bombed that. I probably had the worst interview ever with Vic Joseph, and he probably hates my guts. I bombed that. That was my fault. I apologize. I love you, Vic. I think the world of your commentary. Please hire me. But other than that, I do run a school in Albuquerque, New Mexico. It's called OTR, Off the Ropes Pro Wrestling School in New Mexico. We train from Monday through Thursday from 4 o'clock to 8 o'clock every week. And then from Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we're on the road. Like one of my students there. We're living the dream. I have been training since 2019. I have been wrestling since January 17th of 2009, trained by Santino Bros and Joey Chaos, and I have been endorsed by that school to do what I do, and I've trained over, I'd say, a good 50, 60 wrestlers, and I've got a solid 20 that have been produced and that are wrestling right now. So I'm very happy with that. As far as what I want to do after the business, I always looked at being a manager, a menace to society. I love Classy Freddie Blassie. I love Jim Cornette, and I see myself definitely as, one of the next Paul Heymans with more hair, but with the gut. And, I do look forward to
Yeah,
doing that or being a commentator. You know, I grew up in an era where Jerry the King Lawler was the shit, and Jerry the King Lawler was one of the greatest commentary guys ever because he was just so witty. So I could definitely see myself in that position.
Nice. People compare me to Joey Styles, but my greatest inspiration in my voice professional wrestling will always be good old JR Jim Ross.
JR is a wet dream for wrestling. I miss him dearly. No one can ever touch him.
Damn right.
Probably Gorilla Monsoon and Bobby. Those are
There you go.
But
My generation.
Wrestling announcing stop getting better. Oh, hey, there's me. That's a funny picture. My junk had to be fixed because apparently you could see everything, the outline of it and everything. So we had to fix that. So that's great. But yeah, man, like wrestling commentary stopped being fun to me when JR and King stopped, being in the chair and they started inserting Michael Cole. I think Michael Cole is one of the last great commentators ever, and no one can touch him. Sorry, Corey Graves, I don't like his stuff. Please bring back JR and King.
Corey's an acquired taste. Like I didn't, and granted, they kind of shoehorned him into that because of the career and the injury, but he's grown on me. I'm not a fan of a lot of the commentary they have right now on either show, but WWE or AEW, but there are some still really key people there. He's Michael Cole. God, he was so lambasted for so long, and it's like, God, I can't imagine a show running right without him now.
Yeah, right. 25 years and only missed 2 shows and still going. And now does everything.
Yeah, you know what? I really hope one day, this is just a wet dream for me. I hope they bring Mike Tenay in to just do a guest spot. I really enjoyed Mike Tenay. He was one of the greatest, you know what I mean, like, to ever do it. And I don't think he gets his flowers. It makes me really sad that Mike Tenay would fill me in on luchadors I've never heard of, like El Dandy and Juventud Guerrera and Hector Garza and Super Carlo. And I just feel so bad for him that he just has to only get, sidelined and sidetracked to guys in TNA, which TNA is a great company, but Mike Tenay deserves so much more. I love Mike Tenay.
I'm just glad they finally put him into the Hall of Fame, even though people might say it was a circumstantial due to the passing of course, his color analyst, Don West. But I will say this, Matthew Raybon and Tom Hannigan right now, and the fact they're only a 2-person panel, and I still believe 2 people is all you need for commentary, not more, damn it. I think they're doing very well for Impact Wrestling now, what's going to become TNA. So I really like that perspective that you put out there.
Yeah, definitely, man. Can I ask you guys a question? How do you feel about that guy that he's an Irish guy, I believe, on Raw, where he's like,
Kevin Patrick. Yes, he's on SmackDown with Michael Cole.
He is now. Yeah, he was on Raw.
He gives me a headache.
No, there's a reason they moved him to SmackDown and paired him with Michael Cole, kind of sitting there as like a backup. Kevin's a nice guy. I've met him, worked with him, kind of like doing other stuff. He's not a good play-by-play guy. That voice just does not lend well to play-by-play. You can be a nice guy in the world, but if you can't do the job properly, you shouldn't be in the seat.
Yeah, and something, it really drives me crazy. I don't know if they're being told to, like, react whenever they get hit, and they're like, oh.
Yeah.
And then, as they go to commercial break, it's more like, it says Rollins is rolling. And he takes like a deep breath when he talks, and I'm like, why do you do that? You know what I mean? I don't know. Commentary has been really unbearable lately, and I just was like, I miss the King, I miss JR, and folks, we gotta go back, folks. Blah, 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 blah. Oh goddamn! I miss Jerry and the King and Bobby Heenan and just even Jesse Ventura was one of my favorites, but
he was a goof. But
I love Bobby Heenan.
Back in the Civil War, when I was a frogman in Nam in Minnesota, this is outlandish commentary. I did love
Gorilla Monsoon's like, I'm sure that was a great run. We gotta go back down the ring now with the thing because we get ready for our next match.
Will you stop?
Yes.
You know what I love? I loved I was a commentary mark for Vince McMahon because Vince McMahon would do this. I want you guys to listen. I want you guys to listen and tell me if I'm wrong. So Vince McMahon would be like this. And Shawn Michaels goes, he ducks the line, goes, leapfrogs, comes up, and he goes up. Hey, he's got him. Ha, no, he doesn't got him. You know, like,
right. Yeah.
It would just drive me crazy that he would talk normal, he would bring it up, and then he'd laugh. He'd just go like,
and he always,
hey, Shawn Michaels, he's going up for the air jump, and he's got, oh, he got him.
And he always counted to 3, no matter what. He always went 1, 2, 3. No, he kicked that, but he would always say the 3.
Always say the 3.
You know, it would drive me crazy, but I loved Vince McMahon on commentary. He's one of my favorites. Vince McMahon was like the best. So I wish
he drew you in.
I wish I could. No, you know what? I'm going to tell you the story. So I was actually an extra, and I was doing the camera thing with the Maximum Male models, and Vince was showing the guys how to walk. And this is around the time like Vince was going through those allegations at the time. So he was like, he didn't give a shit. He was just like, I don't care what's going on. I'm going to show these guys how to walk. So he does the little strut, and then I get in his way, and he looks at me and he goes, hello, nice to meet you. And he gets right back to what he was doing, and I was like, I just said hello to Vince McMahon. Oh my God. Vince McMahon was I know he's not the best person, and I know he's done some miscalled or he's had bad judgment, you know, but he's really a nice man from what I've met, you know. Awesome.
Yeah, it's everybody in the top row has met Vince. You know, JJ got to meet him at SummerSlam, man. JJ, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, Jay. Go ahead.
Yeah, I had the pleasure of meeting him for the first SummerSlam Access back in 2009 out here in LA. You know, they were getting ready to open up the street for everybody for the meet and greets, and he was kind of walking back and forth with the staple security, and a bunch of us were calling out, you know, Mr. McMahon, Vince. And he kind of like gave a subtle wave, and one of the security guards was like, he doesn't have time for you guys. And you could just see he went into like damage control mode, not the shitty faction on SmackDown, but legitimate damage control mode. And he came power walking over, started signing autographs, taking pictures with people. So I got a picture with Vince McMahon.
Yeah.
And it's just like one of the coolest things ever, because that's like a bucket list for people, you know.
Right?
It's like Hogan, Flair,
Austin,
Rock, Vince, Taker.
Yep.
I'm trying to get there. I met him. Like,
no, I never met him, but I shook his hand out of his Bentley. He had a Bentley and stuck his hand out. I shook his hand, but I never like actually met him.
That's not good enough for me. I am not an autograph or shake hands guy. I'm a picture guy. I need visuals. That way people can say, hey, I met $1 Million Man. Well, do you have a picture? No? Well, okay, I don't believe you. Mm-hmm. I like going, hey, look, this is me and Vince Russo. This is me and Eric Bischoff. You know, like, I've done that. I met Vince Russo, and he was not a pleasant guy. And I've also met Eric Bischoff, who was the most exciting man ever. He's so funny. He's awesome. I love Eric Bischoff. So, you know, Paul Heyman just looked at me like I was an insect and kept walking. So, you know, out of all those key guys, out of all those key guys from the time that I watched wrestling in the Attitude Era, those guys were important to me. And I can tell you right now, Vince and Eric Bischoff were the nicest people ever. And guys like, you know, Vince Russo and Paul Heyman were just more like, you know.
I've seen Triple H.
Look at that. That's a great picture.
That is a great picture.
Is that when he was with the do-rag, Vince?
No, this was after that.
You're after that, yeah.
We don't talk
do-rag
about that
Vince
era.
was the greatest.
He had a black and red Bentley, and then I can tell you because I met all of them in their cars. Triple H had a big ass yellow Hummer. Like humongous, like that thing. This is like back when they were like popping, like 2000, like that was humongous.
Yeah, I had the good fortune of being all of them at once. They were all at Vince's.
Triple H was a nice guy.
Yeah. Yeah, they were at I met them all except for Stephanie at Vince's Walk of Fame thing. So I kind of got a consolidated meet and greet. It worked out perfectly.
I've met Stephanie
Go ahead.
McMahon a few times as an extra, and she's been nothing but the sweetest lady I've ever met. Stephanie
Yep.
McMahon is
That's what I keep
definitely
hearing.
her mother's daughter. She's just like
Oh, yeah.
She's so nice. So they're all nice. Man, they're all nice. I don't know what anybody says.
Go ahead, Mikey. I see you raising your hand up.
With Rumble coming up, and this will have to be my last question for the night. So let me say again, Gino, keep doing what you're doing. You're rocking it. You're living the dream. We'll keep an eye on you on social media and all that good stuff. You're the man. Coming up for Rumble, do you have a prediction? Who's going to win the Rumble this year?
Yes, I am going to go with, CM Punk. You know, I'm not a big fan of CM Punk, but I love Crash TV. I love drama, and I know what I want to see. I want to see CM Punk win the Royal Rumble and kind of tease the fans for the next couple of months of who he's going to face and who he's going to wrestle and antagonize us. And then I plan on seeing him wrestle. I'd like to see him wrestle Roman, but he's going to wrestle Seth, and he's going to beat him. And that's what's going to happen. I think Seth Rollins and CM Punk needs to happen. I don't want to see Cody and Roman again. If he doesn't win, then I never want to see Cody wrestle on my TV screen again, because you're playing with my heart. But I hope Cody beats Roman, and I hope CM Punk beats Seth. And that's pretty much what I want to see. I did hear rumblings about Stone Cold Steve Austin and Punk coming, but I don't think that'll happen ever. So that's
Noah
it.
Foster, take notes on that. Get that ready for Simply Predicting 2024.
There you
I'm
go.
going to take my leave and bounce out, family. You always know I love you. You guys are the greatest. Gino, you're the man. Thanks for coming out.
Stat Boy.
Catch me on the Sports Bar Tuesday, 7 o'clock. Stat Boy out.
I gotta follow. I'm about to follow Gino right now because I never did with me since.
I was going to say to follow up to that question, Daniel wants to know, what do you think about the Women's Rumble? Who you think?
The Women's Royal Rumble, really not many options. I mean,
right?
Unless it's Tam Nakano debuting in WWE, I don't really care. But I'm gonna go with Sasha Banks as a guest entry.
Ooh.
You know? I'm not a fan of like Sasha Banks, but I'm a sucker for Bayley because she's a California girl.
Yes.
But I don't think she'll win either. I do see a match with Rhea Ripley and Sasha Banks, and that is something that would sell me to watch WrestleMania.
What about Rhea Ripley versus Becky Lynch, which seems to be the more realistic possibility right now, according to what we've been seeing?
I'm sick of Becky Lynch. I've seen her for years. There's nothing else she can do. I'm bored. I'm over it. I like new blood. So I'm a guy that I'm a sucker for new action figures that are first time in the line, and I'm a sucker for, hey, this guy's getting the call up. Great, new matches, fresh faces. But when I've watched Orton and Cena wrestle for the 27th time in 16 years, I don't care for Orton coming back. I don't care about John Cena coming back. I don't want to see another Brock Lesnar Roman Reigns match. We're done with that, okay? But I'm definitely a sucker for new talent, new blood, and new matches. That's what I like.
Same. I prefer progression, not repetition.
Thank you.
Let me piggyback on that real quick. I see your hand, Walter. What about the rumors going around? Deonna Purrazzo's contract is supposed to be up come January 1st. Camilla's contract in NWA is up. She's given her notice. WWE's been courting Julia from New Japan. And then, of course, there's Jade Cargill that has already been signed, just hasn't debuted yet. What about the possibility of any or all of those four in that match?
Camille would be great. Camille is what WWE is looking for. Blonde, beautiful, tall, fit, poster girl. Sorry, Lana could have had that spot, but Camille comes in and says, look at me, look at me. Jade, they kind of have buyer's remorse where they look and go, damn, she looks like a star. but goddamn, she can't wrestle. You know, as far as the Julia, no one really knows if she comes into the Royal Rumble. You know, the marks and everybody, the wrestlers will go, hey, that's cool, but the casual fan will go, who the hell's that? You know, where's Nia Jax? You know, where's Sable? Where's
no,
Sunny?
really.
I know Sunny.
He's right. He's absolutely right. I watched Stardom when he said to Nakano, Kawhi, because Carlos, by the way, get well soon. She had to vacate the red belt, by the way, in case you haven't been following Stardom lately, Gino, with how busy you are. I was really saying about that. Like I said, for me, I truly am a fan about professional wrestling. Damn it. I find the label word for WWE Sports Entertainment underwhelming. And a lot of that is due to the fact that I don't see necessarily a lot of progression when it comes to the biggest things of all. You want something new, something fresh, something organic. And I the Women's Rumble right now, the big what ifs about the Virtuoso, who's been the leading star of Impact Wrestling, Camille, the leading star of the NWA, Julia, the leading champion of Stardom. I'm like, two mindsets, because okay, you create the moment, but can you capitalize on it? Can you give forward momentum? Yes, Rhea Ripley is the most perpetual, progressive character, but what the hell is her title meant since she beat Charlotte Flair at WrestleMania?
Let me tell you something. Deonna Purrazzo is a beautiful girl, and she's everything I want in a woman. She's wonderful, but she doesn't fit the Triple H, Nick Khan, Vince McMahon, Stephanie McMahon vision as far as this is what a WWE women's wrestler looks like, and Camille fits that build.
Yep.
Camille can do it all. She has Nick Aldis backing her, Mickey James, you know what I mean? And I just don't think that Deonna Purrazzo has enough backers to be that big star. Camille will definitely send Charlotte to the back of the line. There's nothing else you can do with Charlotte, but there's a lot you can do with Camille in the next 5 years that will carry her. We got to look forward and not past. You know, not look in the past. And I do believe that Charlotte has done enough. Becky has done enough. Bayley never got her due. Sasha Banks will come in and be a hot ticket for a bit. But in the long run, you know, we need new blood. We need new characters, new wrestlers, fresh faces. You know what I mean? That's just the way I look at it. You know, I don't think Jade is ready for what's coming her way at all.
Yeah, even though she's training with Ricky Starks, apparently the WWE Performance Center. And, of course, people like Ricky Starks and FTR have also been talked about to go to WFTR, of course, formerly the Revival there. But, yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head. Camille, she has the look and everything that they can do with her, and she also has the in-ring work. With Deonna Purrazzo, she's one of the very few that is technically savvy and has owned her craft and herself in Impact Wrestling. Long may she reign. And as far as Julia, I think WWE has mixed bags sometimes when they initially bring in a Japanese female professional wrestler into their ecosystem. And why a few like Asuka and Io Sky have been able to capitalize on it. I just don't know if they could do a lot with anybody in this new crop of pro wrestlers from a female capacity. And Julia, in my opinion, ticks all the boxes. I just don't know what they would do with her.
The problem is, I think with Asuka speaks broken English. You know, the other beautiful Asian girls, they all speak broken English. But if you look at Hikaru Shida, she is not a great character, but she's learned English really well. And she just had an interview on AEW Rampage, I believe. And I was like, oh my gosh, she can speak great English. She's beautiful. She's young. You know what I mean? WWE needs that. And they're hiring girls that are monsters in the ring that can go. But what they need are women that can speak on the microphone, that can relate to an American audience. And I think Hikaru Shida can do that. She just needs a better character, you know? And I think she needs to make the jump to WWE or NXT someday, somehow, because they're hiring great Oriental wrestlers, beautiful Oriental wrestlers. I just don't think that they can relate to an audience because Asuka barely, you know, relates to an English audience other than saying she's not ready or nobody's ready for Asuka. But, you know, we want a story. We want a Japanese girl who's beautiful, who can speak English, who can talk and literally make us feel something. Is she sad? Is she angry? Is she mad? Is she broken down? Is she in a dark place? Does she hear voices in her head? We want to know, and we need more from the Oriental talent. We need more from the Indian talent, the Spanish talent. You know what I mean? So it's a good thing. I was told in order to get hired by the WWE, maybe I should learn Spanish. You know, that would help me a lot. And then I'm also being told that other people who don't speak English, maybe they should learn English. So you can't just go to the WWE and think you're gonna get your life made by just, you know, learning English. Speaking English or speaking Spanish. You need to do more. You know, Tozawa speaks clear English. You know what I mean? Tajiri Kayfabe speaks English. You know what I mean? So these people that have all succeeded have learned the language, understood the language, and have used it to their benefit. And I just hope that the women's side, they do the same.
Yeah.
Tajiri has like a master degree.
He does. He does.
If you've ever met Tajiri, he's no dummy.
Yeah.
And
No.
he what he does is it's very funny. It's a great rib on everybody. He does what any ribber would do, is, you know, act like he doesn't understand you because he doesn't want to talk to you in English and wants to speak Japanese. I know a few Hispanic friends that will play dumb and not pretend to not speak English, but they know English very well. They just don't want to speak it to you. I spoke to Pagano in Mexico, and he was speaking Spanish to me, and he, you know, his girlfriend, Miss Kath, was like, he speaks English. He's being lazy. He doesn't want to. Like, okay, no doubt. You know, so
that's brilliant.
To this day, one of the most weird things was talking to Sabu. I was like, no, I don't want no. So, but you know,
when he broke kayfabe on you.
Well, no, it wasn't he broke kayfabe. It's just, you know, he held them Mystique for so long, but then when he went to WWEW, you know, Vince made him talk, and he didn't talk a lot. But now that he's doing the convention circuit, you can't do the convention circuit and not talk. It doesn't work, even for Sabu.
Yeah.
So when I went out to work a convention and was just chatting with Rob Van Dam, and Sabu started talking, I was like, whoa, hang on, stop that. That's enough of that. So it's definitely a weird thing to have that still be I guess a tried and true kayfabe thing. It's like, man, you got to relate to the audience you're working with, and in this country in WWE, you have to relate to everybody.
Yeah, it's definitely something that a lot of young guys like myself and the ones before me have to understand. Look, they have over 200 wrestlers at the PC that can wrestle their ass off, but you hand them a microphone and say, hey, here's 30 seconds. Get over, kid. Can you get over? Can you talk? Can you tell a story within 30 seconds? They can't do that. You can hire all the collegiate athlete wrestlers you want and all the strong men you want, but when you hand these people a microphone and tell them to go out there and tell a story, they'll freeze. That's what's missing in today's wrestling. Is everybody wants to be a wrestler, nobody wants to be an actor, nobody wants to be a storyteller. And I think they need more people like Brian Katz. They need more people like the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, to teach you character development to succeed. That is why we are failing. That is why everybody in AEW is a cookie cutter, great indie wrestler from PWG. But no one can be The Rock. No one can be Stone Cold or Kurt Angle because they lack charisma. They lack acting. They're afraid of, I can't act like that. I can't do this and do this role. I don't want people to laugh at me, you know? But that's what we need.
Kurt Angle throwback. They lack the 3 eyes.
That's right.
Integrity.
You know? Intensity, integrity, and what?
Intelligence.
Intelligence. You know, one of my favorite angles was with Kurt Angle and Stone Cold on the couch. You know?
Friggin' singing Jimmy Crack Corn and Kumbaya. It's Angle and Austin. Yeah.
Yeah, and another one was I'm just a sexy Kurt.
Gosh.
Kurt. I'll make your ankle hurt. Ankle hurt.
That's it.
Yeah.
You know,
one of my favorites.
JJ, we were having the people get a chance to interview Gino. I think Gino interviewed for a job on this show and he passed. I've been throwing it out there.
Hey guys, I love talking. If I had the money at the time, I was gonna go to school to major in communications and be a TV reporter and do all this stuff just so I can get into WWE. And I couldn't afford the books. I dropped out of college, beauty school dropout. But I couldn't. I couldn't afford college, so I dropped out. But I told Vic Joseph the same thing. I was like, look, I know I bombed this freaking interview. I know you'll never hire me or give me another chance to do this. But understand, I can communicate and carry a conversation with a bench by myself and still entertain myself. I know what I can do for fans around the globe if I'm placed on TV. And he's like, yeah, have a great day. And I was like, well, tried. So,
yeah. I wanted to get into radio and couldn't secure a stupid $10,000 loan for Connecticut School of Broadcasting. And just never tried again.
We're broke Latin people. My mom messed it up for the whole family.
Hey, you know what? You don't feel bad. Vic's own fiance got released the other day, so nobody's safe.
There you go. Look at that. See, I heard that, and I don't want to say karma, but for not hiring Gino, but I'm gonna say I told you so.
Going back to what you were saying.
Let me take that back because that's a horrible thing to say. I don't like seeing anybody lose their job. But I know this. I know this for a fact, guys. That woman is beautiful. She's smart. She's intelligent. She will land a job within the next 90 days. You know what I mean? She will be.
She's already started her own business that she had on the side anyway. Mackenzie's fine. She'll be fine.
Mackenzie is a wonderful person. I've met her a few times. She's a beautiful, tall girl. I've never been so intimidated and looking up at a woman so much in my life.
Right.
She's great, and she will land a job. I hope she finds well. This is not the end all and be all. WWE. A lot of people will tell you that. A lot of people think, oh, I got fired from the WWE. This is it. No, this is just the start. This is the journey back there. You just got to work a little harder. Look at Drew McIntyre.
Right?
Yeah. Going back to what you were saying about some of the Japanese talent, Matthew asked, what do you think about what they're doing with Shinsuke Nakamura? Do you think they should do that with Asuka, Kairi, and Io, or is it hurting his character too much?
No, because it makes Shinsuke Nakamura stand out. Shinsuke Nakamura can speak English. I've heard him. I sat down and watched him and Okada when Okada came to visit backstage at WrestleMania, and everybody said, Okada's meeting with Triple H and he's gonna sign. And no, he was there to visit Nakamura and eat Fruit Loops in catering with us. So Nakamura can speak great English, but I think what they're doing stands out a lot. It's never been done for a Japanese talent that I know of. But I think what they're doing is great. It makes us read. I watched the whole movie. I forgot what it was called. Gosh, it was about the Mayans. And it was all where I had to read the screen. Gosh, it was a great movie. Oh my gosh. But yeah, I think what they're doing with Nakamura is great. He's going to get over more. I first turned into a Nakamura fan when I watched him at Wrestle Kingdom 14, I believe. And I was turned on ever since. And I love that man. He's awesome. He's a great guy. I just miss the strong style Shinsuke Nakamura. But when you're doing this 200 days a year, every night, the strong style kind of has to tone down. But no, Nakamura's a star, and people know that. And Nakamura will definitely carry himself. I do predict him being the WWE champion within the next 5 years.
Out of all of us, I'm the one that's been calling for them to do this for so long. Just let them speak Japanese. Be the heel. You can ask all of them. I've been calling for that for years, or some kind of like Japanese mafia heel group where just let them be themselves and speak Japanese.
He wants the Yakuza in WWE.
Yes. They won't tap into that because they don't want to get attacked. But here's the thing. I've got a student who barely speaks English, and his name is Marco. And I tell him, don't speak English for the fans. You be a proud Mexican and speak Spanish, and it's going to drive all these white and black and Asian people crazy because they're going to go, we can't understand you. That's making me mad. Go back to your country. We're getting heat. Do you see Jinder Mahal speaking English? No, he'll speak in his tongue, and then, whatever. He'll be like, in case you didn't understand, I said America sucks. And we get mad, right? I tell my guy, don't speak English. Make people mad by speaking your language. Other than that, I think Nakamura's a star. He's going to be the champion. The last great Asian wrestler I saw in the WWE was it Hakushi? Anybody remember him?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I remember. Absolutely.
I loved
Jinsei,
him.
absolutely.
I loved him so much. I went with a Sharpie and I colored my body, and it took about 4 or 5 days to wipe all that off. And I did the same thing. So
Yeah.
love it.
I think, unfortunately for him, I think his character got lost in that new generation shuffle nonsense.
It did. And losing to Undertaker really didn't help. And Bret Hart literally kicked his ass every night. So, today could he get over? Sure. If the Stone Pitbull Ishii can get over, I'm pretty sure Hakushi could do the same. It's the same gimmick. One just walks. Very funny.
Well, it was, he was so much better showcased working with people like Rob and Sabu and ECW just a couple of years later. So,
Oh yeah.
Freaking Ishii been through enough strong style wars, holding the never away championship. But how much? I mean, again, the dude was once registered dead for 10 freaking minutes. So the fact that he walks awkwardly and fights like his life depends on it speaks volumes. And by the way, it's Wrestle Kingdom 10 that Shinsuke Nakamura was involved in last
2014.
And then, of course, he went out to WWE. And I still say his best match was his debut match, NXT TakeOver Dallas, him versus Sami Zayn. But he's done some good ones since.
That one was a great one. I also want to let you guys know that I want to make this bold prediction, and I'm willing to bet money on this. Okay. Because of all this Shinsuke Nakamura bringing up the word chaos, you have to kind of raise an eyebrow and go, Okada's fucking coming. Okada's coming.
I saw that the other day, and I wanted to voice it, but I was not as bold as you. So I'm glad you said it. I co-signed. Like Okada, if he's not already signed, he will be.
If you want to take down New Japan Pro Wrestling, and you don't want to say it out loud, what you do is you start by robbing them of their talent. AEW took apart that roster in New Japan. They haven't been the same. They haven't recovered. They lost Will Ospreay. They lost Nakamura. Who else? They've lost the Young Bucks. That was a major blow to Ring of Honor. That was a major blow to the New Japan. The only one left to take away right now, besides one of my favorite wrestlers, Naito, but they won't sign him, is Okada. Okada is one of the greatest wrestlers in the world. And if you want to take apart New Japan Pro Wrestling, where it is beyond repairable, you start at the top, you take away Okada, you get that man, and then who do they have left? Naito. They have, I could name
Sonata, Tanahashi, Ishii,
Ishii, Takahashi. They have those guys, but none of those guys, to me, can carry that company the way Okada is and can. And what you do is you chop off that dragon head, and you bring Okada in, and you make another splash so that AEW cannot pick up another star, and you cut AEW's legs by picking up Okada. Yeah, you guys got Edge. Cool, have them. We're looking in the future. We need another 5 years. Edge doesn't have another 10 years. I know Orton's saying, I've got 10 years. I want to see Orton in the WWE for another 2 years, and I want to see fresh faces again. How can you do that? You bring Okada in, and Okada can do it all.
The minute they signed the rematch with Okada and Danielson, because I know Danielson's looking to hang it up next year, first thought that came to my mind was, all right, we're going to see it before Bryan retires. And I thought, they seem to be getting, and they put it at the Tokyo Dome. So it's like, okay, this is going to be a big moment for a lot of reasons. This could be Okada's, big out.
That's what it is they're going to give him one last hurrah. I think they're going to give him one last. There's no other match Okada needs in New Japan. He's wrestled everybody. He's beaten everybody. They're going to give him that Daniel Bryan match, and Daniel Bryan's not a selfish punk, and I think Daniel Bryan's going to put him over, and I think Okada is going to go, thank you, this is my curtain call. I'm going to go to the America, and I believe Triple H will set him straight like Shinsuke Nakamura, put him in a nice house in Florida, bring his family here, and everybody loves America. That's the dream, right, is to live in America. And I think Okada loves America, and I think he wants to come here. And I think Triple H is a smart man. Guys, one Saudi Arabia check can really change a lot of things in the WWE.
Oh, my God.
And I do believe Okada will throw a random number, and they'll go, okay, done. Bring him in.
I'll tell you what, JJ.
You got to stop looking at this business as a fan, and you got to start looking at this business as a business. What is going to keep this company going for the next 4 years, 5 years? John Cena's out. The Rock's gone. Taker's gone. Triple H is gone. Goldberg, we'll never hire him again. But we've got Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins has another 2 or 3 years. I think we need Will Ospreay. Our Ospreay is going to see what it is in AEW. He's going to go, yeah, fuck this. Triple H, I signed a 3-year deal or a 7-year deal. I'm ready. You know, we need young talent. And if they never do, don't worry. They've got a lot of young dogs in NXT who are going to pick up that reins and run with it.
I hope AEW just uses a lot of their young talent. Because you look at the ecosystem right now, there's a lot of talent under 30 right now, and several of them are their champions. You were talking about people lacking the character, charisma, that crowd connection. There's one person that takes up all those blocks that might be the biggest blow to AEW if they lose him. That's MJF.
Here's the problem with that. Here's the problem with AEW. When they first started, it was a lot of the pillars, and we're this will not be a company that accepts WWE and former stars. Well, we have Tony Schiavone, Ric Flair, and Sting rubbing up against my TV, and I have no problem with it. But I'm like, that's not the future. Where the heck is Jungle Boy? Where's Darby Allin? Where's Dante? Where's all the young kids that need that precious time? I understand maybe they may not draw or they don't know how to get on TV, but we need those guys to be taught, how to act. There was a time when there was a very young Sting who didn't know how to talk, who wasn't really good on the microphone, but he looked great, and someone gave him an opportunity. We need that same opportunities for the young guys in AEW. Otherwise, we're just watching a rebirth of WCW, which I loved. I love Crash TV, but I don't want to see that happen. I don't want the industry to suffer again with one wrestling company. I would like the boys to make as much money as they can. There was a time when Randy Orton was, kind of saying, hey, AEW, what's up? What's up? You know what I mean? My contract's up. You know what I mean? I like that. I like the boys. I like that the boys can make more money now. And if this company wants to stay alive, they need to invest in their young talent the way WWE is with NXT.
I'll give you that. I even tell JJ, I used to say not my NXT, but it's come around and it really has focused a lot on breeding new stars. And to Matthew's point, you see a list of several right there, and a few of them are right now on the main roster. Call whatever you will, Brent Split LOL, NXT is not Raw or SmackDown. Creed Brothers, Austin Fury, and then you got Rising, Braun Breaker, Camilla Hayes, Tia Hill, the Roxanne, sorry, JJ, even though she's Cora. So, I mean, there's definitely a true core that aspect there.
Yeah.
If nothing else, at least you could say at this day and age, you have more than one option. And there is more opportunity than ever to find yourself and be created and be profitable. Impact, AEW, WWE, they're just the 3 biggest juggernauts.
Go ahead,
Look,
Walter.
I love seeing Suzuki. I love seeing Suzuki across my screen. But you know what? There's got to be, a Show and Yo in New Japan that needs an opportunity. There's a bunch of kids in Noah that need an opportunity. We got to give these guys a chance to shine, and it's okay to fail. It's okay to not draw a 7.1 rating. It's not the 90s anymore. People need to understand that 500,000 and 900,000. That's probably the best wrestling is going to get right now. So give these kids a shot.
There you go.
Yeah, what do you think of Trick Williams? Because I see future star written all over this guy with the music, with how the crowd chants "whoop that trick" and how big he is and young. I see future star written all over him.
Yeah.
I didn't hear a word you said. I apologize. Can you please repeat that?
I was asking your thoughts on Trick Williams because I really see future star written all over him because he's got the music, the fans chanting his name, whoop that trick, all that. So Trick Williams, I think, is like a good future.
He is. He looks great. I will never discredit a young brother. I always want to see young black men get their due in this business and their shine. He is a future star. He looks great. He's tall. He's young. He's handsome. But I'm a fan. I'm a fan more of like, Steiner's son. There's a lot of other guys that I want to see shine more than the Trick Williams guy. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I think Trick Williams is awesome, but I see about 10 more guys that I want to see before him come in.
Oh yeah, that's good about NXT. There's so many people that are just right there.
Yeah,
like one or two more moments, and they're off the races.
I'm shocked Braun hasn't been in the main roster yet. That's shocking to me.
They're probably using him to still cultivate the talent down there because, yeah, you got these people that are ready, but then these people need to lead the next crop of people who we want to be ready. I mean, JJ, did I not see last year that I thought that NXT deadline should be like a final exam to see, okay, we see how far they could go. Now we let them stand and deliver and see who's ready to go up there because, in my opinion, a draft should be the graduation for NXT to be promoted. Bigger opportunity, bigger payday. It seems to make sense to me in that type of logic and reality, even though I still don't think that, that's the thing.
My thing is, I think NXT needs to stop being scared. When you put somebody on TV, they just put two young kids on TV. You can tell that they're nervous on Raw because they keep. I think it's the shorter, stubbier one. He looks very nervous and he keeps messing up and he's not as sharp as he was in NXT. It happens to a lot of wrestlers when you're in a different arena. I get it all the time. When I go to an arena and I feel weird about it, I'm like, oh, this is a weird arena. I feel weird. They get nervous. They act a certain way in the ring. I think NXT needs to just stop being scared to fail, and WWE needs to stop being afraid. I know they're trying to, we want the best ratings, but look, man, you need to take a chance on these kids. There's a whole crop of guys in NXT that deserve to be on TV right now, and I think looking in AEW's direction as, Adam Cole, we're gonna get him next. Don't worry about Adam Cole. Let him do death matches and drink people's blood like a damn vampire. Look at the kids that you have down in NXT. Pick them up and give them an opportunity.
Yeah, and again, like I said, a lot of the roster in AEW is under 30, so I hope that they do get more of those opportunities. And seeing people like MJF, like Julia Hart, Chris Statlander, Sky Blue, and then you talk about Lucha Libre towns, you like the people like Commander, Gravity, Bandito, Vikingo, Ray Phoenix again get well soon. Dante Martin just came back, so now you got Top Flight in play, Action Andretti. It does seem like they're trying to cultivate a lot of the younger talent, or at least trying to, but they just don't know necessarily what to do with them, like to the fullest yet. Where I do think WWE has a clear direction with their NXT system, and I think that plays to WWE's benefit. But unless you give somebody an opportunity just to see what they can do,
don't you dare say Gravity. He is terrible.
I just said that because he's related to Bandito. He was a younger brother. Anyway, you gotta give these younger people a chance to see whether they sink or swim, because the big what if will never be answered unless it's actually tried out.
Exactly.
JJ, I think a while back I saw Datila in the chat. I think she had a question that she just wanted.
She did one that was starred, but we were on this whole tangent. Like, kind of wanted to wait till we got through it.
It's a great conversation because at the end of the day,
Absolutely.
we care about the business thriving. In order for the business to thrive, you gotta cultivate new talent. And I said it before, the problem with this business, there's a quantity versus quality effect. There's so much quantity that you can build quality that the companies themselves don't try and elevate or push on that quality. They keep relying more on the past. And I think that still affects a lot of people.
Yeah, that's one of the main reasons why I wanted Gino on the show, aside from being a longtime friend of ours, is he's got such a great mind for the business. I see him put random thoughts and, tirades or rants, whatever you want to call them, on his Facebook wall from time to time. And it's like, dude, this guy is speaking truth. People just need to take notice of this.
Real talk.
But our buddy Datilla wanted to know what your favorite Undertaker match was, considering you're a lifetime Taker fan.
Man, I am such a loser for this, but my favorite feuds of all time, my favorite feud ever is Undertaker versus Mankind from '96 Boiler Room Brawl. But I have a guilty pleasure. SummerSlam 1994, Undertaker versus Undertaker. One of my favorite matches ever. Because I wasn't sure as a kid. I was suckered. I was like, wait, there can be two Undertakers. God bless Brian. God bless him. But I was just a sucker. And I was like, Mom, there's two Undertakers. I don't know who's who. They both had the same tattoos, same hair. One had gray gloves, one had purple gloves. I was a sucker. Paul Bearer sold it well, and Ted DiBiase sold it well. It was just, I really loved those matches. And I also did love the Psycho Sid versus Undertaker WrestleMania 1997. I love that. That is one of my favorite Undertaker matches ever. And I could go on and on. I literally stopped being a fan of Undertaker matches after WrestleMania 18 with Undertaker versus Ric Flair. I never really got into any of his matches ever again. Everybody always asks, well, why don't you like the Shawn Michaels versus Taker match? And I'm like, I don't know. It's because I watched Hell in a Cell, in 97. I'm sorry, was it 9? Yeah, I think 97.
It was 97.
Bad Blood. It was Bad Blood, and I said I saw enough. I saw what I wanted to see. We all wanted to see Shawn Michaels get his butt whipped, and that's the Undertaker with Shawn Michaels match. I don't like. I think WrestleMania 25 or 26 or something.
Both of those, yeah.
The 25 was the first encounter, and I was one that followed the streak to what it was worth, but I thought the streak should have ended that night. And then they did the rematch 26, where Shawn Michaels' career was on the line.
Dare you?
And Undertaker beat him again. And Shawn Michaels
I'm one that thinks the streak should have never ended.
How dare you? You are Satan himself. The Undertaker streak should have never been ended. I almost damn near had a heart attack. I thought I was eating too many freaking fries with oil because of that. I don't know what happened, but to end the Undertaker streak was the dumbest thing I've ever heard, and I'll never forgive Vince. I'll never forgive Brock. And
that's
this
right.
Is blasphemy. This is blasphemy that someone said that I thought the Undertaker streak should have ended. It should have never been ended because that is something that was a draw. That was something that many fans should I think that was something that we could tell our kids. Hey, there was this great wrestler by the name of Undertaker. He was undefeated every WrestleMania, never lost, because that was the granddaddy of them all. That was the show of shows. That was when Undertaker was the greatest all around. And I can't believe anybody in their right state of mind would support that. I hate that.
Thank you, Gino. You are my new best friend.
Undefeated.
No, Gino, you're my new best friend. He should have that should have been his legacy. Never got defeated at WrestleMania.
Never. That should have been his legacy. Now we have to go, well, he's 21-0 or 20. I'm so mad I can't even think of the right number.
I don't try to figure about WrestleMania 30. I just figure about the story of being a lifelong Shawn Michaels fan to your lifelong Undertaker fan, and plus the story would have been perfectly if it was that night.
I have 3 little girls who are Undertaker fans. Okay, they love Undertaker because I do, and then now they're gonna have to tell their kids, hey, the Undertaker lost his streak at WrestleMania. I can't go on every year to go, guys, I know there's a chance he could lose, but the streak will never end. And that's something that you took away from me and broke my heart as a wrestling fan. And as a business, I didn't understand why we did that. Brock is literally here and there. Roman Reigns is here and there. It didn't build anybody. It didn't do anything for me, but infuriate me and push me away as a fan. It didn't make me more of a fan of Brock. It just made me more angry. And you can call it heat, you can call it being a mark, but as for me, it just broke my heart. I didn't want to see that. That shouldn't have happened.
Gino,
I respect that.
Gino, you mentioned 2 matches, both that tie into my dad and his fan of the Undertaker. The WrestleMania 13 match with Sid. To this day, I've only got 2 pictures with Undertaker involved that I had made for my dad. The one is the WrestleMania 13 pose with the winged eagle, and the other one is he and I and Undertaker at WrestleMania weekend this year with me holding the urn that I bought for that purpose. For the streak match, we were sitting right here on this couch because I didn't have the TV hooked up to the Roku yet, so we were watching WrestleMania on my laptop, right in this spot. The 3 count went down. My dad stood up, walked over there, sat in his chair. He goes, done being a full-time fan. Has never gotten back into it full-time since. To this day, 10 years later.
Look at that. That is amazing. See, that is amazing. And let me tell you something. I have that probably the same signed picture of The Undertaker holding the belt at WrestleMania 13, which is one of my greatest wrestling memories and moments of all time.
Hell yes.
That was one of my favorites. And then as far as, The Undertaker, being at WrestleMania, I got to see him wrestle, I believe was, oh my gosh, was it Bray Wyatt? When it was at WrestleMania 31.
Bray Wyatt, yeah.
Yep.
I was there for that, and I will never forget that experience. You know what I mean? But somebody in the chat, I guess, brought up wrestling Roman Reigns and him beating him and having like not a great match. And I was like, yeah, I don't want to. The streak should have stopped after he beat Brock, and that could have been it. You know what I mean? But they had to wear him down and beat him again and again, and it's just like now you've shown that The Undertaker doesn't matter. He's just another guy in the roster, and he's one of the greatest creations in Vince McMahon's memory, and whatever. But just
arguably the greatest
at WrestleMania, you can never. That took years out of my life and fandom.
No, yeah,
and I am not happy about that.
Go ahead, Walter.
My mama
Yeah, I literally cried when ask my wife. She was next to me. I literally cried when he lost his streak. 2, when he came back. Yeah, when he came back at WrestleMania 20, am I the only one that wanted him to come back full gray gloves like old Undertaker? I was like, come back with the gray gloves just once, and he never gave it to us.
Every year that The Undertaker would come back, I was always like, purple gloves, purple gloves, and he'd come out in the same cowboy outlaw, and I'm like, bullshit. But
the UFC style gloves.
But let me tell you something. I have my friend snapped a picture of me when the Undertaker streak ended. Because he does this thing called like live reactions or whatever. And he snapped a picture of my face, and I'll send it to you guys so you guys can post it for the chat one day, or on Twitter or whatever. And it's literally me shocked because I'm like, they botched. What happened? It was the referee's fault. Like, no, what happened? I didn't know what happened, and I was so angry when they said this, and the graphic appeared on the screen, and I was like, no effing way. I literally didn't want to watch the rest of WrestleMania. I was like, no, this is stupid. What the hell are they doing? And then,
you rival that fan's face reaction that when it happened. Remember the fan?
Yeah, there was the African American brother who was like, and I felt the same. There's another thing too is with you said, oh my god, I lost what you said. Oh, the every time Undertaker would return, it was a letdown for me because I wanted purple gloves, purple tie, Taker with the purple, the black and purple hat, and you know what I mean. That was my favorite Undertaker in the world. Was 96 Undertaker, 94, 96, 95 during the worst years of wrestling. But I can tell you that like I lost a little bit of love for the Undertaker 2000 when he came back as the American Badass, and I was just, I think it was 2000, 2000 Unforgiven. It was just to me, I was like, what the hell is this? I don't want to see this. I don't want a guy on a bike. I want the dead man who literally floated from the Titantron in Royal Rumble 94 and said, I will not rest in peace.
That's one of my favorite moments when he floated out of there.
That was my favorite Taker. It was all the supernatural shit. As a kid, I loved Supernatural Undertaker and Paul Bearer going, oh yeah.
I saw his debut in Survivor Series. I was there.
Look at the size of that hammer.
Yeah. Well, I couldn't hear that, Noah. I couldn't hear that. I was there in person.
I know.
Well, I stole that VHS tape from Blockbuster because it was there. I said that I lost the tape, and I think they charged me like $6.99 or $8.99 for a tape, but I kept it, and I think I still have it.
Nice.
Yeah, I used to
That's
steal a
awesome.
lot from Blockbuster. They can't sue me now; they're out of business, or they
That's
can't get
fair.
the tape back. But
I did
what I
that
would
from
do
a place
is,
called
I
Tommy
would
Gaze.
steal their tapes. I would literally go in there and steal all of their VHSs. And how do I mean that is, of course you have to grab the cover and then get the tape from over the counter. I'm dating my age. You would have to grab the cover or the box and go.
I worked at a Blockbuster. I got you, Gino. You're good.
There you go. So you'd have to go and get the tape from over the counter, and I would never return the tapes, or I'd say I lost them, and they would either charge me or they would ban me. So I just go into another store, or I go to a place called Hollywood Video and steal their stuff too.
There you
I
go.
worked at Hollywood Video.
You know, I can't be the only crook around here in California, in the United States, that stole the wrestling videos from Blockbuster. I also stole from my local library. I still have a classy Freddie Blassie magazine that I stole, along with an Avril Lavigne CD back in 2001. And yeah, I still have those things. But I was a sucker, man. I couldn't afford a lot of stuff, but I just wanted wrestling. My mom couldn't afford it, so I stole it.
I stole in a different way. So you know how they have the little code on the box? I would put a blank VCR tape back in the box, so they'll scan the thing like I returned it, but I didn't return return the actual video.
That's old school.
Did you hear that? Yeah, he's right here on my podcast.
Guys,
Get him jailed right away.
we got him.
Yes, I do not associate with these ever. I've never.
Follow the IP address for Renegade of Wrestling on YouTube.
Yeah.
IP address 172. No, sorry. What were you
Look,
saying?
man. I actually stole the Hulk Hogan cassette tape. It was called like the Wrestling Boot Band.
Mm.
And I stole that cassette tape from my library too. And,
guys are
I never got that back. Huh?
See, I was lucky with that one. I never had to steal that. I bought it at the 99-cent store on CD.
Hey, come on.
There you go. Now,
So I actually invested a buck in that.
Emmanuel's comment. I had one of those called the Scrambler. I had that TV cable box.
Same.
Well,
And as far as stealing the videos from Blockbuster, I never was that bad, but I was the pirate guy. I was the guy that always ignored the warning, the illegal reproduction of this broadcast, and I would set up the dual VCRs.
Same.
I remember when I first got into wrestling, I had a tape with King of the Ring 96 and Survivor Series 97. Those were like the first two tapes I rented. You know, the birth of Austin 316 and the screw job. It was like, I figured start there for my history.
Guys,
We were broke,
we're
but
incriminating ourselves. Someone's gonna report us.
right, we are. We're like rappers that like snitch on themselves in the lyrics, and you're like, "Yo, stop snitching on yourself."
I hear
How
am
am
an
I ever gonna
innocent
get hired by
bystander.
Vic
I
Joseph
have
if he knows
no
I stole
affiliation with anybody on this panel.
tapes?
Right?
But I would
How
do.
am I ever
We grew up
gonna get
poor,
hired
but
by Vic Joseph, man.
yeah, my mom. That's why King of the Ring holds a special place in my heart, because my birthday's in June, and every year she would order me King of the Ring as my birthday present. Even though we were broke, she always ordered that pay-per-view for me. So I got to see King of the Ring every year growing up because of that. Yeah.
Disgusting. You're a Gemini. My mom's a Gemini. Disgusting.
Nah, I'm a Cancer.
I'm
Right at the end. Yeah.
I despise
Aquarius.
Geminis.
I'm Aquarius, the water bear, but that, we're not talking about horoscopes here. I don't know if we all believe in horoscopes.
Well, look at us all trying to set each other up for dates. Hey, what are you? I'm a Taurus. I'm a Libra. Look
Yeah. You know what's funny? I'm surprised there's never been like a gimmick based on that. As big as that is in the world, like how people really follow astronomy and follow the horoscopes, there's never been a wrestling gimmick based on that. Like, that surprises me.
I never thought about that. You know what I mean? But I mean, you want longevity in the wrestling business. You want a gimmick that's gonna last you more than 6 months, and not like Kazarni. I love Sin Bodhi, but that was something that wasn't gonna last for a long time.
But
I
can
love
see the
Sting too,
promos.
but it was never going to be a WWE sustainable gimmick. It just wasn't going to be a
Jeff,
thing. Well,
I can see the promos on the astronomy. The person just reading the newspaper says, "Well, your horoscope today says," and they just say some shit like "you're gonna lose" or make it about wrestling. Like I can see that gimmick working.
Walter, that wouldn't go over in 2024. People only read about Twitter and live streaming and that type
I'm
of
talking
thing.
about back in the day when
maybe,
dumpsters,
yeah,
when like people were garbage truck drivers and stuff.
Hey,
to Matthew's point, Beefcake was the Zodiac in WCW, but we don't talk about the Dungeon of Doom anyway. So
Yeah.
You know what? I always thought Miss Cleo would have been a great wrestler, a great promo.
Oh my God, right?
Call me now for your free tarot reading. Yeah, I love Miss Cleo.
Call the superstar line. Option 3 is Miss Cleo.
Oh, Lord.
You know what? I
my
am definitely dating myself. I apologize. People don't think I know all these things, and I used to be one of those guys that stayed online and downloaded Sunny for 7 days on my computer. That was me. God bless her soul. She is going to be in jail until I am 52 years old. So, geez.
I am so glad you brought that up, JJ. You're moderating, dude. But yeah, go for it, brother.
No, go ahead. What were you gonna say?
I was just gonna say, we actually had a if Gino doesn't go along, and we're going along. I love it. We were gonna talk about Tammy tonight because JJ and I have both met her. I've worked with her a couple times in the Indies over the years. Did you ever get a chance to work with Tammy at all in the Indies? And where are you? What do you think about what's going on with her this last year and a half, really?
I was obsessed with Tammy, Sunny. I always thought I was gonna be with her and marry her one day, and God dodged that bullet for me. But I was one of those guys back in 1996 that like I said, AOL was killing the line, and I was obsessed with Sunny. You could just say that, and I had never met her. I've almost come close to meeting her, and at the time I was like, man, she's old. She's a little chunky. No one wants her, but I do.
Hell yeah, man.
That never happened for me, but I know a few wrestlers that have been with her, and I was jealous at the time until she started being a complete wreck of a human being, and I'm so glad that I did not meet her. I'm glad that I didn't get a chance to work with her and have those horror stories like Teddy Hart. But you know what? I do wish Sammy the best in her life. I hope she understands what she did was wrong. It was hurtful. She should have stopped. She should have stopped the first 7 times she got behind a wheel. And you get what you deserve when you trade a life for a life. That's what happened. And you can blame your trauma and your history on not finishing college, and Chris Candido. You can blame all that on him, but you know what? Bad karma happens to bad people, and what you did to Chris, what you were doing behind his back, in front of his face, with Shawn Michaels and with British Bulldog. I didn't say that. Harry, don't come for me. But whatever.
Yeah. Please, Harry, don't come for Gino. We love Gino. We love you too, Harry.
Harry,
But
do not tie me in a fucking pretzel. But Sonny, bad karma. When you do bad things to good people, you know what I mean? God has another plan for you. Your God has another plan for you. You could have, driven your car straight. You took a left and you hit all those potholes. And unfortunately, this is what you deserve. No one deserves to die anyway.
No.
And I think, if you needed help, there's so many ways you can ask for help besides get behind a steering wheel and trade a life for a life. I have no sympathy for people that, have DUIs or shouldn't be behind a wheel. I have family members that have died because of it, and I have family members that have gotten behind a wheel, including guys like my brother, which makes me sad. And they don't understand that they could literally take away someone, dearly to someone. That's somebody's dad that was killed. That was somebody's grandpa, somebody's father, somebody's cousin. And I just want them to know how if it wasn't her, if it was her dad, if it was her grandpa, if it was her brother, how would she feel? She'd want somebody to pay the ultimate price, and I'm glad she's paying the ultimate price. And I say that proudly. I stand on that, and I don't have any regrets. Don't come for me.
No, I agree with you.
Yeah, I mean,
because I have family members that's been like that, and thankfully they changed their life around. We got them the help they deserve, and they're like 180. They're a completely different person, but They could have killed somebody doing that stuff.
If you fail to learn from your past, you are likely to repeat it.
But Gino, I want to tell a happy story. Gino, you were talking about dating yourself. I'm gonna date myself. You're Hispanic, so you know about the chancleta, right? I'm gonna tell you the worst ass whooping I got. So back in the day, in the 90s, there was a 900 number you can call, and when you call, all it was, this is how stupid I was, is Hulk Hogan talks to you. And all he says is, well, brother, it's Hulk Hogan, and wishes you a good day or something, right? I call, it was like 99 cents per call. I called so much that I ran my mother's phone bill to $440. Look, I remember the exact number.
Oh my God.
$440. She beat the living shit out of me with that second.
As she should.
Yeah. And she did something to where she blocked 900 numbers. You can't call it anymore, but that's the reason. So, because I kept calling Hulk Hogan just to hear his voice.
Jesus.
So let me guess, your next question. So let me guess, your next question is, what was the worst ass beating I ever had? I can tell you right now.
Yeah.
I was living in Hawaii. I grew up in Hawaii. I was born and raised there, and I love Spam. So what I did is I took up my mom's refrigerator rack, and I put a bunch of rocks in a circle, and I was gonna grill Spam because we didn't have a grill, and I didn't know how to cook. I didn't have anything to start it with, so I grabbed one of my wrestling blankets. Why? I don't know. I grabbed the wrestling blanket, I put it under the grill, I set it on fire, and I burned down the whole damn backyard. I tried to run away.
Wow.
And, that was all my fault, and I got my ass whooped so bad, and my mom took away my wrestlers. I couldn't watch Nitro. I couldn't watch Raw at the time. Wrestling was definitely taken away from me forever, for life.
You guys, Jeff, any of you remember that number I'm talking about, though?
That
would talk to you?
1-900-454 WWF1, baby. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I remember. Yeah. I never called it because I didn't want to get my ass whooped. But, no, Gino, that was the go-to for my mom. If my grades slipped up in school, wrestling, dude. I missed the entire Attitude Era because I graduated in 01. And my high school grades were dog shit. So like 97, 01, I just now watch this shit on the network when it debuted 10 years ago. Put it that way.
Wow. In 2001, I was in the 7th grade, and that was probably like one of the last best years of WWE.
No, it was.
To me. So I remember the Survivor Series 2001 ECW, WCW, like the Jobber Crew.
Hell yeah, dude.
WWF. And I just remember the greatest pay-per-view song ever. It was Puddle of Mud, Control. I can't control you. You can't control me. You know,
I also got my ass whooped for
so much. And it used to come on MTV on the music video, and I was like, hey, that's the Survivor Series song.
Yes.
You know, like I said, that was like, I am a historian. I love wrestling. I think about this all day. I talk in dates to my kids, and they for it because I go back in 1994, the Undertaker wrestled in Brian. You know, the Undertaker, and it was the greatest thing in it. And my kids they really don't watch anything past 2005, and they're like, John Cena was the greatest, and I was like, who? You know, so
you know, another one. Do you remember when there was no WWF.com and you had to order merchandise off the TV with the 900 number? I ordered the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels heart glasses with my mom. Another ass whooping I got with my mom's gonna.
So what we learned here is Walter apparently was not a very good child.
Man, if you were my son, I would have made your ass sleep outside, man.
Seriously, wake up in the sun with glass on so your eyes are protected with them heart-shaped sunglasses.
Right.
You know what my mom did to me? My mom handed me the WWF catalog that used to come in the mail in the magazines. She'd say, mira, circle everything you want, anything you want for Christmas. You get 10 gifts. I'll get you anything you want. Circle them all. I would fucking circle every single thing I could find. The LOD shoulder pads, the Hulk Hogan bandana. You know what I got? I got nothing. None of those for Christmas.
Oh, bird.
I would buy the stupid-ass little offset Lucha Libre figures that didn't even look like. I had like Lance Storm, the version. Sandman.
Freaking 99 cent generics. Oh.
I was like, what the hell is this? She goes,
What is this
they were
shit?
on, they were on sale. They were on sale.
Yeah, there it is.
That's how my mom.
She went with the check.
I lost my shit.
How you doing?
Last Christmas, she got me the Ultimate Warrior buddy pillow, the pillow thing that they wear.
There you go, the
She got me
wrestling
the
buddies. Oh,
Warrior
yeah.
one. Yeah, she got me the Warrior one and the Macho Man one. I used to make them wrestle.
Macho King. There you go.
Yeah.
I wish I had those. Man, like, you don't understand. That WWF catalog fucked me up because, like, they had all kinds. I wanted the LOD shoulder pads.
Yes.
You had one job, Mom. One job. I wanted the LOD shoulder pads. And you know what she did? She grabbed me football pads and put a cone on it and said, here you go, Mira. You're fine.
Wait, the question is, do you now have those pads somewhere? Do you have the LOD pads somewhere in your house?
Say it again.
Did you ever buy the LOD pads now as a wrestler? You made it just
no, I can't
for
find
nostalgia?
them. I mean, I can't find a good price for them because everybody that wants them on eBay wants like $1,000, and I'm like,
Yeah, right.
My name is not Scott. I don't live in a mansion and I don't drive a Mercedes. Okay, I don't have that type of money. I'm an independent pro wrestler. I make Kid Bandit money right now. I don't have that type of money. Okay.
That's Kid Bandit, member of my ATW family. I hope that they're doing well. So you're talking about the. There you go. I mean, again, a puddle of mud, Limp Bizkit. You know what? When music had attitude, when music reflected on what you were watching or the person coming out, where nowadays I don't even know what the hell a WWE theme is anymore. It's like,
let me tell you what the themes are now. It's I'm gonna be the best, gonna be the show, gonna be the best, and you're my big bro, gonna be the best, and everybody's cool, gonna be the best, and I came from a school. That's the pro wrestling like songs nowadays. There's no freaking, you don't get the Diesel shit anymore. You don't get the, you don't get the I'm an ass man. You don't get that.
You're correct.
You don't get the word X-Fox song ever. You know what is it with Uncle Cracker? You don't get those good shit anymore. You get these random freaking.
Well, thank God we don't get the X-Fox song
5,000 songs in his catalog. Pick the worst one, and that's the one we're going with. You know
what my guilty pleasure song? My guilty pleasure song is the "You Look So Good to Me." I like that damn song. Everybody hated on it from Billy and Chuck.
All right, so we're gonna have to have
Really?
Walter sing that
My
for wrestling
guilty pleasure
karaoke
song is-
in March.
My guilty pleasure song is "I'll Be Your Hero."
Yes!
I'll be your hero.
The freaking Bret Hart here. Yes. God, right on, dude. No, I remember. What was that? Oh, it was Lex. You're right. It was Lex. What was the one for? What was the one for Shawn? Was it Tell Me a Lie when he got hurt?
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
And he lost his
Tell
smile.
me a lie. Yes.
Yes. No, it wasn't the smile. That was the one where he got attacked in '95. Oh.
Yes.
Tell me a lie and
yes.
say you won't.
And you know
God.
what?
Oh my God. That was my jam. Oh.
And then a guilty pleasure song that I like is I did like Kai and Tai. The
Yes. Kai and Tai. I remember
did
that.
like
I remember that.
The Insane Clown Posse, the Oddities. I did like that song.
Oh my God.
Come see something, the greatest show. Like, dude, they don't make songs like that anymore because they don't want to pay people the rights. They don't want to pay Metallica $1,000 and get robbed like Napster. Like these guys are just like, hey, these three Joe Schmoes made a rap song and it just says, I'm the greatest and I'm the best. And I worked so hard to get here. And that's your song.
Which is weird. They had Jericho in the company for so long, and he has his own band. Why didn't you use any of the Fozzy music?
Hey, they use Enemy for a pay-per-view.
For a pay.
Yeah, one.
You mean it's you're gonna tell me you're gonna pay for Cody Rhodes' music, but you won't pay for my music? I gotta come out to Chinese drums and leprechaun shit.
Right?
God.
So it just
so what
breaks
I'm
my heart
hearing,
that the theme music isn't as inspirational. Like sometimes I'll come out and I'm like, who the hell is this? You know what I mean? I'm looking at the Titan because I gotta read. Oh, that's Rachel. What do you call it? Gonzalez or
Raquel Rodriguez. Yeah, it's like
Raquel.
yeah.
Raquel, yeah. I'm like, oh shit, that's her. And then they gave Carlito some whack ass music, and I'm like,
Don't get
what
me
is
started
what
on
happened
that.
to-
They effed that up.
Carlitos is the shit,
I'm like,
drizzling
what
shit.
Why did
Oh,
they
it's so
even?
bad.
Why
That
change
people are
it?
cool. Yeah, I'm like,
Well-
don't do that to me. Like, Disco Inferno had one of the greatest songs ever, and I do not want to hear Disco come out to anything else but Disco Fever.
That's
Every day
right.
after school at
Yeah.
5 o'clock on Monday Nitro, I would come home and Disco and Alex Wright were dancing in the ring. Okay.
Well, WCW just did main music and just kind of tweaked it a little bit, but they were copying Pearl Jam and everybody.
Nah, but you know what though? I will say though, having Disco's theme overdubbed with the Wolfpack Howls was kind of odd. Not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Look, man. I love the Filthy Animals theme song, and I loved Raven's song, and I did like Dean Malenko's song. You know what I mean? I was a big Dean Malenko fan. I used to come out and play with my wrist when I would go to class, and I'd be like dun 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 dun. You know, I thought I was Dean Malenko at one time until I actually met him, and he was my agent on 205 Live, and now
Oh wow,
I can't stand him. So
that's awesome.
Oh,
yeah,
So
I
what
love
I'm
Eddie
hearing-
Guerrero's WCW theme.
who's?
Eddie Guerrero's the doom doom.
Yeah, I did love it.
Oh, the WO theme. Yeah.
He had that disgusted look on his face where he was just upset to see the fans. And yeah, I really did like his stuff. But I did actually like Juventud Guerrero's theme song. It was like ding 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 ding
Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
And you know what? I did actually like Eugene Nagata or Ultimo Dragon theme song.
In WCW.
It was
Yeah,
badass. I was like,
Not
man,
that WWE bullshit they passed on to Ricky Steamboat. Yeah, no.
yeah, that was terrible.
Talk about that.
Awful.
You know what?
What's up, JJ?
You know what? I actually hate the Hardys theme song.
Really?
I do, because I used to see it on TNN or TNN, and they would use it as like an infomercial song. And
Oh, TBS.
You know
Yeah,
what I
TBS.
mean?
Yeah. I remember that.
And I just never liked it. And you know, they did a lot of generic stuff. Like Teddy Long's theme is terrible. I think they used it for Rodney Mack at one time.
Yep.
You know? So, man, like I said, I love wrestling. I eat, breathe, sleep shit wrestling. And I could go on forever with you guys. I've spent 3 hours with you guys. My throat is getting raspy. I think this is where we tell each other how much we support each other, we adore each other, and that we got to set another date to do this wrestling fandom again.
Somebody's behind the camera doing this.
Well, no. JJ had his hand up for a hot minute, so make sure you get his question in before we part ways.
Well, knowing that we're going to wrap this up, I'll just go to my final question. What advice do you have for anybody that's trying to get into the business, and what is the best piece of advice that you ever received from somebody?
Okay, so the second question you have, I've answered a ton of times, and I tell my students this, and they're in the car with me. Actually, they hate me right now because they probably want to listen to their Morgan Wallen songs and shit like that. But you know, last night we let the liquor talk. Yeah, that's what they listen to right now. But here's the best advice I can tell. Here's the best advice I say to my kids. The day that you quit will be the day that somebody somewhere sometime was looking for you. And you go, well, what does that mean? So I literally wanted to quit this business every single year that I've been in it. I love wrestling, but my body, I've been like, man, you know, this isn't it. I can't do this. Or I've gone through some really dark times because of Brian Kendrick, and we've recently patched that up. But there's been times that I wanted to quit the business, and every year I say I'm going to retire in January, and I carry on for another year. And I always think to myself, the day that I quit will be some day that someone, meaning JR, Nick Khan, Triple H, Ryan Katz, you know, whoever, QT Marshall, Sean Dean, whoever, the day that I quit will be the day that somebody of importance was looking for me for a spot that they had open that will be given to somebody else if I am not here anymore. So please stick with it. I don't care how long it takes to get you to the WWE, to get you to Impact, to get you to AAA. stick with it. You never know when somebody's going to call your number or pick you against that wall as a jobber to sell for a guy like, I don't know, Great Khali or The Big Show or whoever it is. And you might do a really good job, and you might get an invite to try out and become a pro wrestler in the WWE. You never know. It could be you. But if you quit this business, which I've trained over 60 people, and I can say that I have maybe 10 to 20 students that are like in good condition. And I wonder what could have been to the students that quit. What if they stayed? They could have been the next Rock, the next Ricky Starks, the next Edge, the next AJ Styles, and they quit. They gave up on their dream because they didn't have patience. So please have patience. Keep going. The day that you quit will be the day that somebody somewhere sometime was looking for you. The advice that I can give somebody coming into the wrestling industry is this isn't for everybody. And you need to understand that wrestling is all heart and all mental and about 10% physical. You're gonna run into roadblocks that tear down your mental. People, fans, promoters, politics that tell you that this isn't for you. You need to just keep going and stick with it. And it's going to get hard. Wrestling is not easy. Just stick with it and keep going. Try this. Some of my best moments in life have been because of wrestling. And I've literally gone to places that I couldn't afford and I'd never see because somebody somewhere took a chance on me. And I think that newcomers that are coming in with a happy heart and a hopeful smile and a dream, to never let that dream die. Santino Bro said it best, keep the dream alive, and that's what I'm doing. And I'm going to keep that dream alive as long as I can for my students and myself.
Amen. More power to you.
Well, Gino, thank you so much.
The Oscar performance.
Thank you so much for giving us almost 3 hours of your time, brother. It has been so
Holy
awesome.
Shit. Send the check to Seville Alvarez, Albuquerque, New Mexico. 3 hours. Holy crap! I charge guys $100 for 10 minutes on my DM. Holy crap!
And send JJ
Checks
the
in the mail.
He sent JJ the bill.
Nah, but for real, bro, we appreciate you.
Coming soon. Gino only toes.
Gino told you toes.com.
I'm just kidding. I hope my pastor's not watching.
For real though, bro, we appreciate you being so gracious and giving of your time. Next time you come out to SoCal, I'm gonna do everything I can to come down and see you. My car's been acting up, but if I can find a way to do your next show out here, I'm come say what's up again, bro.
Don't worry, man. I'll send 2 midgets in a limo to your house, and we'll come scoop you up. And I'll be there in February for a week, so I hope I get booked by my home promotion. I mean, I hope they're watching and they hear this. I hope Billy Bonds books me again. So we'll see about that. But I'll definitely be in California, guys. I'll take you guys out to LNL, and hopefully you guys will pay that tab, and it'll be great, man.
February sounds good. February seems the least busy so far next year for us.
Oh, jinx that.
I know, right?
All right, man. We're going to let you go so you can get back to your driving and let your students listen to
Morgan Wall
again, bro.
You definitely have new fans out of me and Noah.
Hell yeah, dude.
All right, guys. You guys have a wonderful night, and thank you guys for your time. Hope to hear from you guys.
Thank you, Gino. Thank you for yours.
Be safe,
Thank
bro.
you, Gino. Take care, good friend.
Was that Bigfoot? Pull over.
I mean, he's in New Mexico, so probably.
That wouldn't surprise me. He might go by Area 51 if he's not careful.
JJ, before you go to commercial or anything, just thank you for allowing me to be part of this, man. The opportunity you guys give me, man. I really love you guys, JJ, Jeff. Well, all of you, but you guys to make me part of this family, man. It really is good, especially with the personal shit I'm going through. So thank you guys.
Nah, man,
yeah, not a problem, dude.
I was telling him off air, the holidays tend to get a little sideways for a lot of people, and it's nights like this that make you look forward to getting through the week. Mm-hmm. So I'm here for it, man. I'm going to the hot game tomorrow. I got an invite to go on the review tomorrow. You know what? I'm gonna go to the game with my pop. and just go do the family thing tomorrow.
And avoid
So.
on the Whamageddon.
Dude, I am having earplugs in during every TV and play break. I am not fucking around with that damn song. I am not going to do it. Yes,
hey, Jeff. Last Christmas.
Again, hang on. Okay, again, it has to be the original song with the original music and the original. Now, the idea is to survive, not a battle royale. And don't be that guy. Be that guy. He's already told me it's on the wheel. I said, just have nobody play the music in the background. So I know somebody does that when he's trying to sing a song in the background. So you keep your damn stereo down, muckerfather. Yeah, you.
Oh, wait,
Anyway.
me or him?
You.
He's talking about you and how you like to play the music in the background when you do the singing.
I just find a lyric video for this stupid nonsense that this freaking multiverse puts me through because I got nothing better to do with the freaking money when I'm just trying to come professional wrestling for a fun freaking gimmick, and you guys take advantage of that with your own monetary gain because of their freaking nonsense.
Okay, he stopped. Okay, I was gonna make you think, but he stopped, so it's okay.
No. So again, we thank everybody that has been here. We thank Gino and his students for his time.
Absolutely.
You know, if I'm reading his message right, the last message he sent me before he popped in and said, "Can I give you like 15 minutes? I'm driving. I might lose y'all, but I'm game and I'm ready." And he was on with us for almost 3 hours.
God bless him, man.
So just want to throw that out there.
I love that, man.
Thank you again to our buddy Gino.
And now,
The fact that he loves Taker as much as me.